Alrighty, hello and welcome everyone. I hope you're all doing really well today. And we are going to be kicking it off with a best of 7 between ODM Pantalonnade against ODM Raizel. So I hope everyone's having a fantastic evening. We are going to be kicking it off grandly here on Outdoor Outskirts. We are going to be having Beastmen up against Lizardmen. So let's kick it off. So how's everybody doing this evening? I hope we're all doing really well. Sorry for the late start. Unfortunately, there's a bit of an interaction problem between OBS and my PC. It ends up keep booting me. Well, the problem is it keeps kind of like freezing my PC sometimes whenever I use OBS. So it just kind of like kills my PC. And I have to go through a whole process to kind of like prevent my PC from dying and then reset it again. So it's a bit annoying, but there we go. Oh, so we got ODM Raizel against ODM Pantalonnade. Of course, the best nicknames in the game. And so we got some big Fanta support. How are we doing, Evermore? We also have Dog here as well. Can't quite see who else is there. We got Manuel. We also got Earth Dog. We got Zypher. Welcome. So this is obviously going to be part of the best of 7 series here between 2 top players in the current multiplayer tier. And yeah, should be some excellent games. These guys are going full out. And I'm very excited to see what's going to be played here. Best of 7, we'll start with pick 3, ban 2 for the first 4 games. And then we'll move into pick 2, ban none for the last 3. So it should be very tight here between these 2. Let's go Fanta. We've got lots of Fanta Lemonade support here. Ooh, you're confident he's going to get 4-0'd. Ooh, okay. We've got some predictions. We've got some 4-0s here. Okay. Let's get some predictions and somebody scores them. Let's get some predictions here. It's like you lot are Fanta fans. Let's get some scores in there. Alright, so we're already here loaded in. We are going to have the Lizardmen. So a lot of people here going at the moment with the Feral Cold ones. Only 450 gold choice for some good cavalry with 90 armor, as well as great armor piercing stats for the melee as well. We are going to be having some Croxagore here for the anti-infantry and arm piercing. These bad boys here with the hammer can certainly slam down pretty hard. We are going to have an Arcosotic, of course, very strong indeed, especially up against all that cheap chaff. Like 2 Feral Cold ones, a couple of the javelins there in the middle as well, as 4 units of the spears, made that 5 units of Saurus spears with shields. Now we are going to be having a Saurus Scar veteran, more than likely on a cold one, I would imagine. Yeah, there we go. So he's going to be here with the Plaque of Domination, giving him -8 leadership around himself for 20 seconds. We got Skin Priest of Beast with Transformation of Gadon and Flock of Doom. Sorry, that's Wilson's Wild Form, actually. Sorry. I just expected Flock of Doom, but no, Wilson Wild Form is actually a very cheap spell, buffing AP, base weapon damage, and then it should be arm piercing. No, just increases. So armor piercing, base weapon damage, and armor by 30. Nice. In the back for the Lord Choice, we are going to have Kroggar here on a horned one. I think that's his most cost-efficient state, although Paul Grimlock is going to be crying in the corner there. We are going to be having, it's like, that's not Swift, that's, yes, Sacred Swanning of Exotor. I couldn't remember the name, but it had physical resistance and Vigor, with also Hand of Gods there for the magic and fire damage. Although this is good against AP, I have not known it to be good against AP. Double throwing axes in the front here from Pantalonnade here for the Beastmen, alongside here with some Ungol spears dotted in the front line. We're going to have some Ungol raiders there just to delete up against some of those cheap Pterodon. Well, they're not cheap Pterodon runners, but they have light armor. They certainly don't pay for it. But Ungol spearheads in the front, mixing with some more Centaur throwing axes in the back here. Braciomen of Wild alongside some Toscal chariots. So it's going to be Tracykin and the Jagged Dagger for extra regen, but you do have to be in melee combat to get that off for sure. The Beast Lord, as well as the Razor Gourd Chariots, mixing on the floor with the Gorball and the double Ferromanticores. So, yeah, some big stuff indeed. Apologies, I have something in my eye. So a nice left-hand side start here coming in for the Beastmen. They're going to try and rotate and force kind of a bad engagement here for the Lizardmen, but they're quite tightly packed, so their rotation is not going to be too difficult. And they should be able to engage the majority of their forces up against a minority here from the Beastmen. So as long as the Lizardmen play this well, they should get off pretty cost efficiently. Lots of trees here is actually going to favour the Lizardmen, not too many range units. And it looks like here the throwing axes might just have to maneuver around the outside. Now, if we get a full surround here with the Beastmen, I can't see why we can't win with the builds being the way they are. 2 Archosotics would have been very nice, but of course here we do have some large monsters as well. And the Kroxigor do actually hold quite a bit of punching power, although they are very glass cannon. They do have 100 armor, but because of the model size, they do find it very difficult, very easy to snipe out here using double manticores. So nice work here in the middle. We are going to move in with the Brave Shamans for some Tuskors, and some Raizel Chariots as well. We're going to move into here with the double manticores on top here with Overcast. Is that an Overcast? I can't actually see it. That was an Overcast Traitorkin here in the middle. We're actually going to absolutely delete the Kroxigors here to get well and truly thumped. A lovely snipe here coming in with the Beast Lord there from Pantalonnade. Moving in with the Skink's Javelins, trying to fight here and hold up against the Ungor herds. So over here on the right-hand side, we are going to get the ability down from the Archosotek. Try to see if we can help delete with poison there up against some of the infantry units on the right. Holding with the Saurus Spears quite well as Raizel. Another summon of the Manticore here in the sky, so it's going to be a couple of Manticores here on the field. We are going to be having the Anti-Argent Armor-Piercing Krogar fighting up and rampaging one of the Fairy Manticores. Charging with the Ghoul as well as the Beast Lord here, coming after the big man himself. In the back here, we are actually going to catch the Skink Priest. If we catch the Skink Priest and we do actually kill him, that could be a big problem here. But this time we are going to have the Saurus Scar. Oh my god, that Skink Priest got yeeted. But 2 of them in the middle here should be able to snipe out the big Gorball. Down on the line, notice we have a Fairy Manticore chasing after the Beast Lord. And it looks like here we are going to be combating. Fairy Manticore is in some big troubles here. He's going to be rampaging down to half health, now below half health. In the middle, that the Skink Priest is actually getting well and truly involved here. I can't quite see with that ability. Plague of Domination going down, -8 leadership. That's going to really help when it comes to breaking. We're actually going to break the Fairy Manticore. He's going to get pushed off pretty quickly. Where's the Ghoul Ball though? That's the question. Looks like here we do actually have the caster in the back fighting alongside some of the throwing axes as we go into the Kroxigor. They have been broken. I'm surprised they're not shattered. -18 leadership. That's going to hold pretty true there. Ghoul Ball in the middle going to be fighting up against the Bastiladon Archosotek. Not well known for his melee prowess. But here, oh, lovely there with the Hand of the Gods through the middle to smash right to the flank of the Beast Lord. He's going to go down pretty low, but throwing axes over the top are going to be deleting the Archosotek here if we're not careful. Now, we have all the tools here to win with the Beastmen. Some great engagements, but of course, we are going to be losing 2 of the throwing axes in the back here up against the Spearmen. So, you have to be very careful there. Pantalonnade slipping a little bit on the micro. But it's still 2 in the back. We can always win with some of this cavalry. We have broken the Gorball. Bloodlust did go down. I think that comes in from the Beast Lord. Yes, it does. I think he probably has apocalyptic vision as well, given that 24 melee attack and leadership. But pushing over here on the right is going to be Krogar. He's going to be using that 20% physical resistance with that 18% vigor increase to help really fight here up against the Fairy Manticore. So we deleted both the Manticores here coming in from Pantalonnade, and we still have got a healthy Saurus Scar veteran. So we have broken the Skink Priest due to terror, but we should be able to get him off here with the triple push. If we can stop that second Manticore coming in, that could be very, very key. So in the back here, Javelin's going to be firing into the naked Ungor Spearheads. These are without shields, so they're going to be hitting the full amount of damage here for the Javelins. In the back, we can see the Centaur throwing axis now going to be retreating. They have managed to rampage the spears. That is a problem with Saurus. They are very cost efficient, but very comfortable to rampage. Ooh, a big trap. A nice big win here for the Brave Shaman of Wild in the middle of the trap there. Oh, we let him go. In maybe the hopes that we can actually catch the Beast Lord. What speed is the Beast Lord? 77 here up against 78. I don't know how he's quite comfortably catching here with Krogar. It must be the charge bonus. Maybe a quick turn here could do quite nicely, but he's getting hit very, very hard. We need a block here. A turn does kind of give him a gap, but he's getting hit really hard by Krogar. Krogar does get stopped by the infantry by spears. He is going to break, but we are going to get away. Throwing axes are coming in. We are actually going to charge into melee combat. And now we're going to be in a bit of a problem here for Krogar. He's going to get surrounded by the Centaurs. Centaurs actually have very, very good melee combatant stats. In the back, we do actually have the Bastiladon fighting alongside the Hero Choice. It's going to be even a balance of power, but I would suggest the Lizardmen are winning at this point. Beast Lord does return, but he is not really going to be able to fight in combat too much. Ungor Raider is going to be running away here from the cohort. So Refuse to Die has been popped. If we can move him with the Gorball and start shutting these bad boys down, he's not going to kill them. I don't know though. -4 leadership. He's actually going to break just due to the surrounders. He's just going to be too damaged, unfortunately. And what is this going to be here? That's going to be a normal transformation. Traitorkin. Traitorkin is going to do some pretty decent damage. Should break a lot of the infantry here. We are going to get a Manticore summon in the middle. Even with the Manticore here, it's still going to be even a balance of power, slightly in the advantage of the Lizardmen. Over here on the right, we can see the Gorbel chasing into the middle here up against Krogar. 7-0. I love it. In the back here, we can see a break of the Skinkerhorn Javelins. Throwing axes coming over the top as well, just kiting up against the Saurus Warriors. And over here on the left, the Tuskarls pretty beaten up, but they could do chasing up some of this back-end stuff. Manticore Summon will hold for a while, but it's not going to hold forever. We do actually kill one of the Raizel. It's going to be two models left there, sorry. But they do get terrified here by the Manticore, so they are going to get pushed away. But if they do come back, it's going to be big pickings there. Ungol Spears are going to break, unfortunately, and shatter and go off the edge of the battlefield. I don't know if the Lord is dead here. Lord is not dead, but he's in the back, cycling here up against the cohort. Balance of Power is now pretty heavily in the Lizardmen favour, but once this Manticore does drop, watch that Balance of Power start to come back towards the middle. He's going to hold quite a bit for himself. He's an 800 gold cost model that has been summoned on the field. So it is a significant investment here to the battlefield. Shots are going to go over the top. They are going to be hitting up against the Manticore pretty nicely. Oh, you don't want him to hit. Oh, he actually gets a big hit. Oh, he's so close to dying as well. He's so close to dying. This is really unfortunate for Pantalonnade. Oh my god, he rampages for no apparent reason. He just rampages here and he's going to go straight to the Spearman. That might have just saved the game. And then he dies. Then he immediately dies. Oh my god, he comes back. The Beast Lord comes back. That is so, so important. Balance of Power even at this moment. Mobility is going to favour the Beastmen as well. We are going to be breaking down Skink Javelins. We do have two of the Raizel here on the side. Great armor-piercing anti-infantry. And of course, we have a bucket load of spears left. Now we've broken, we want to get away. Shattered at the top there for the Saurus. Krogar can fight. We've actually broken one of the Tuskarls. They already broke once, so if they break again, that's going to be them shattered off the battlefield. But as you can see, getting across, we do have some of the spears, but they're not going to do great. Having them just standing and waiting and gaining some figure back is going to be very advantageous. I don't know if the casters are still on the battlefield here for the Beastmen. Lots of throwing axe ammunition here coming in for the Tentacles. We just shattered something in the back there. Let's give a little look what that is. We shattered the Bray Shaman and some Ungol Spearheads have been shattered. So he's going to be returned to the battlefield here. 22 leadership, 600 health. It's not huge. That is definitely negative leadership territory. We're going to be running away, but we are chasing here with the Raizel Chariots. 2 models left. Should be able to cycle through, but now they're going to change targets and come after the Saurus over here, and that is perfectly fine and acceptable. You can do that. They are actually going to break. Let's have a look here. So, throwing axes moving in. Very, very wisely, the Beast Lord is just going to sit in the forest. If he dies, it's game over. Balance Power now is actually going to slightly go into the Beastmen. Now, if anybody knows about the Beastmen mechanics, you're going to know that Balance of Power being in their favour is, pretty much an even game. So, shots coming over the top here for the Ungol Raiders. We are going to pin in using the Ungol Spears. So, lovely work there. Pretty healthy Krogar. He's going to be using Watson's Wild Form here to give him that increased armour, base weapon damage, and he's going to give him 150 armor. That's going to really help him here in the middle. But Anti-Large Spears are going to move in, as well as those Tentacles. They are going to be thumping still relatively hard. Throwing axes over the top here. If we can delete the Spears, that could do lovely work. A very healthy Saurus Scar veteran as well. A lot of this is going to break and start routing. Throwing axes just really pouring over the top on the Saurus Spears. They do have 60 armor, but they are going to get deleted by every throwing axe. We do break the Tentacles here. We are going to charge using the Raizel Chariots. Ungol Raiders are now fighting, making a bit of a blockade so we can get some of the units back. Maybe a nice big fat juicy charge here from the Tuskarls. Oh, they are healthy. They are very, very healthy. We could charge in here. We are going to charge in from both sides and try and see if we can break some of the infantry here. We need to maintain pressure for Krogar. Allow the rest of these units to get a bit of a rest here. And it's a lovely blockade here, really pushing in. Still 120 armor for Krogar. We've got the Saurus is doing well at 1.4k. Krogar's only at 830. If he breaks, the whole army here could fall apart. We are going to break with the Raizel Chariots. Tuskarls still going. I have no idea how they're still going. So Ungol Raiders fighting alongside there, just like Tentacle throwing axes moving back in. This is the healthy unit that had no ammunition. I believe we still have some ammunition here for some of these throwing axes. The ones here, so 6 throwing axes. I wouldn't mind seeing them actually get in and throw just a little bit down here. Oh, is this what I think it is? Negative 8 leadership? Oh, Plague of Domination is going to be so huge. Plague of Domination, I might actually shatter quite a few units here if you're not careful. Balance of Power just in the Beastmen favour. Looks like Raizel, 660 health there for Krokar. Wavering with the Sword Scar Veteran. I think the Beastmen might win this. Beastmen are going to pull massively far on the leadership. Oh, I don't know, though. Oh, we are going to break, and that is going to be GG's. Well played. Fantastic stuff there. Great push in coming from the Beastmen right at the end. That is very excellent late game management coming in from the man, the myth, the legend. God damn, brilliant stuff. You like Raizel, hey Shidoku? Welcome, buddy. Oh, yes. Oh, wow. GG's well played. I kind of thought he threw it a little bit when the Beast Lord got absolutely demolished there, getting chased off by Krokar. But, yeah, well played. Really, really nice stuff. Excellent work. 1,078 there for the Beast Lord, with 152 kills, 1,680 there for the Brave Shaman of Wild. Just showing that Tracerkin is extremely powerful in the current meta. 1,066 for the Gorbel. We've got 312, 285, and 380 there for the Ungor Spears with shields. We got 515 for. Oh, that's a lot there for a naked unit of Ungor Spearhead, especially when there was Skink Cohort Javelins. 620 for the Ungor Raiders. Excellent performance. 1.2 there for the Raizel Chariots. What an absolute chad. With 855 for the Tuskor Chariots. 900, 316, 370, and 1.3 there for the Centaur Throwing Axes. These guys just dominate on value. I mean, just Centaurs and Centaur Throwing Axes are so strong for the Beastmen. 350 and 660 for the Fairy Manticore, and they're just top tier picks. Manticores are just top tier picks at the moment. Crocodile 2.5k. I mean, you don't expect anything from the man, the myth, the legend. But 270 for the Skink Priest of Beasts. 1.2 for the Sword Scar Veteran that are really, really making a nice appearance here. Especially with their anti-large and armor piercing. They're making a really nice appearance here back in the scene, thanks to just it being the cavalry beta. Being the cavalry is going to be a lot more utilized here. It is good to have them back in the scene. 380, 600, 1.2. 780 and 630 there for the Saurus Spear. So some great value across the doors with 540 for the Cohort of Sotek. Now normally Cohort of Sotek don't normally get their value when you don't use Refuse to Die enough. If you use Refuse to Die enough, you will always keep that model count nice and high, and that's where you could generally see Earthbloods and stuff be extremely powerful on a unit of just like this. Just like this indeed. We did get 87 there for the Skink Javs. 190 and 580. So you can see the Skink Javs are also some of the best here in the roster for Lizardmen. They can really rack up some performance. Those javelins can get 200-300 value just alone. And Skink Cohorts are just they're no joke. They will handedly fight here up against Ungor Spears. They'll do pretty well there indeed. We'll see 97 there for the Feral Cold ones with 85, which is a bit surprising. You wanted to use those just to pin in chariots, of course, and then just try and see if you can nuke them using maybe the Arcasotek. But a lovely snipe in the beginning from the Croxigors from Pantalonnade. Great shutdown. It just went full ham. I just went, wow, this is a commitment, and it paid off. 850 there from the Bastillodon, and just, these guys play against each other a lot, so seeing that play there, and just seeing how well executed it was, Pantalonnade, when Raizel has just made a mistake here, and he just capitalized on it, and you've got to do that in these games. You've got to be confident in your ability when it comes to this level, and when a mistake is made, you just, I played against people like Void and Alfredinho, and one of the biggest things that I've seen is positioning, and mistakes are just capitalized on. Like, the difference in levels of mistakes, like what a person that's even to my ability level, if they were to fight against me, might not be able to capitalize on a mistake I make, but these guys just pounce instantly. They have such good positioning that when a mistake is made, boom, they've gone, and you're already paying for that mistake before you know it. And at that moment, you need to be able to tell yourself, all right, I've lost that, I now need to focus on something else. That element of the match is lost. I just need to make sure that I mitigate the losses and try and see if I can win somewhere else in the battlefield when all of his investment is on that side. But yeah, very, very well played. Great starting position as well, coming from Pantalonnade. And it looks like we are going to be having Dark Elves, or what was the pick here? Raizel, Beastmen, Dark Elves, TK, ban Chaos and Vampire counts. Okay, Vampire counts good up against TK, good up against Beastmen. Pick Coast, ban TK. I don't know how TK trade into Coast. I don't think I've ever really cast that game. I'd love to cast that game. I've never cast it, indeed. But of course, Vampire, yeah, Counts can do well into all. And Chaos is going to be one of the biggest bans in the game, because Chaos will do well against all those two, but not well against Dark Elves. Dark Elves do pretty well into those. GG's indeed. Welcome, everybody. What did I say? I knew it all along. You did call 4-0. You did call 4-0. Everyone thinks it's going to go to 7 games. Ooh, I love it. I love it. Awesome. I really like the Beastmen Lizardmen game at the moment. There's a lot of complex thought process that has to go between the matchup and you know, what do you bring to Scar Vets. I actually really do like, I forgot what they're called, the hero, the Troglodon mount, the Skink something. I forgot the name of it, but the one that has Earthblood, Flock of Doom, Fireball, has those fantastic shots with the Troglodon. That's a really nice one in this matchup, and really supplements a lot. Earthblood supplements really well with the Lizardmen. They have great tanky models, they have good large entities that also sometimes don't have to cost too much, like the Brazilian Arca Sotek with an Earthblood alongside the cohort of Sotek with Refuse to Die. You're just going to heal those bad boys right up to maximum again, and you're going to keep full model count. So for an undead faction, that's really, really important. I think Earthblood synergizes much better with for a living faction with Lizardmen than they do most other factions, actually. Dark Elves is worse for pirates than 2K, in my opinion. Yeah, I could think so. I could think so. But I think that these two play against each other a lot. I think Pantalonnade may have something in the pocket for him. Of course, if he goes gun bats with a 130 range, I think it could be interesting. Well, Beastlord is half a... Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. No catch rate though, 5 out of 10. I love that Pantalonnade, I love it. I love it. Alright, so let's change the scoreboards here. So, Fanta Lemonade is going to be going 1-0 here, up against Raizel. So the big man is going to be coming forward. I believe these two are pretty strong sparring partners. These two play a lot. The Skink Oracle, thank you, dog. Thank you very much. That is exactly what I meant. Skink Oracle, although being nerfed, I think still has some great application for the Lizardmen. Some great application. I believe it comes with Earthblood. It also has Harmonic Convergence. Harmonic Convergence can be extremely powerful, especially for a character such as Krogar. Like, having him for Krogar is really, really powerful. Oh, mate, when that Manticore rampaged, I called it right there. I went, if that moment, if the Manticore didn't rampage and it killed the Beastlord, it was over for the Beastmen. It was done. The fact that it didn't kill the Beastlord in the trees there at that last moment and it rampaged into the Ungor Raiders, it completely changed the game. It completely changed the game. So the map is actually going to be Oakenhammer, so it's going to be relatively flat. Carronades can be used here. I don't know if Queen Bess is actually an option here, but she might be an option. You are going to want some Carronades. We are definitely going to be seeing some of the chariots. We are going to be seeing some of the Scourge Runners, I think. I'm sure some of you... Mr. Caradot, welcome, my friend. Welcome, everybody. I hope you're all doing well today. For the majority here, I think my knowledge between this matchup is minimal. I've never really played this matchup. I've only really played High Elves into Dark Elves, but I assume the Scourge Runners might be seen here for sure. I don't know if Shades are going to be seen in this matchup. I reckon Shades could be seen. Maybe some just regular Shades could be seen. They do have 130 range. They do pretty well. They have good arcs of fire, and if you keep them moving, I mean, there is going to be maybe a lot of gunpowder. I really don't know. I really don't know too much about this matchup. I assume Marathi will be involved. She's just by far the best legendary lord you can bring, and along with the caster, we're probably going to see double Manticore, I think. Although the Manticores do have the opportunity to rampage with a lot of gunpowder, so maybe Manticores won't be seen. I'm really, really not sure. I'm really not sure. If you believe in the heart of the cards, yeah, you can definitely always bring the Queen Bess. The Queen is always the crown jewel when it comes to the undead, for sure. For sure. I adore Shades and Piracy. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. I thought they would be a nice pick. I think Shade Wraith Gunners is a very big pick from Pantalonnade. If I'm expecting anything, it's going to be double Gunnery White, Noculus, and Shade Wraith Gunners. That is my prediction. That is my prediction. Alright, I have absolutely no idea what to expect from Raizel. So from Raizel, we are going to be seeing some Dark Rider shields, 1, 2, 3, 4 units. Shades, we will be having 2 of the Shades. I don't know if they have double ammunition again. So they do fire 2 projectiles per go, 12 armor piercing per projectile. So that's going to be 24 armor piercing per double fire. And just the base weapon damage is going to be 3. That's a very high armor piercing output. Black Heart Corsairs, middle for anti-infantry, good armor. And so we are going to have a bucket load of Dread Spears. Sorceress there for Spirit Leech and aspect of the Dread Knight, which is extremely needed as it imbues the magic damage. It was a lovely update. I think that was the best update for a spell in the game from the newest DLC. Aspect of the Dread Knight is by far the best update. The fact that it caused magic damage and terror, very, very good. Darkstar Cloak is always important. Spirit Leech as well with Life Leeching. That's going to allow a lot of Spirit Leeches and also going to allow a lot of aspects of the Dread Knights. We are going to be having some Bleak Swords in the front as well, so a really wide force. Just one of the Blackheart Corsairs, which you can certainly imbue with that magic damage and terror, and you can use those to fight up against Sirens, etc. Triple of the Reaper Bolt Throwers, and they're going to be very good anti-crab crews. And here from the bad boys, we are going to see some zombies here in the front with the pole arms, as well as the deckhand mobs mixing in the front, so nice and cheap and cheerful. We are going to be seeing some Sirens, one on either flank. We are going to have the deck gunners in the middle, and of course the Shade Wraith gunners. This is a big pick. I love these, and I think they're very much underutilized. These bad boys do cause discourage, which is really important. Negative 16 leadership is huge with AP, because that's also going to occur at negative 5 as well, just due to being shot. So that's negative 21 out the bat. Magic damage, great AP, and that's also going to get a boost due to being around other... I think it's going to be due to a boost being around the Gunnery Whites. We are going to see in the back here Scurvy Dogs, triple of those bad boys as well. We are going to be having Knuckles in the front here on his big boy. He's going to be here with the Captain Moss Moondarm, Wrathstorm, the Arcane Conduit, Invocation of Nehek, the Drowned Dead, and the Curse of Undeath. We are going to be having, I think, just the one crab today. So the one Gunnery Crab here with Scabscrath. And, yeah, just the one crab. We normally see 2 crabs in this matchup, but just the one today is quite interesting. Supreme Source of Fire is going to be in the sky, so we're not going to be seeing Marathi today. I don't think Marathi fits just quite as well, so Burning Head, Flaming Sword of Ruin, Kindle Flame, and the Arcane Conduit. So we are going to be ready here in the middle with the Shades, 130 range. Should do some good damage. There's not really too much for it to punch into, there's just going to be one of the crabs. In the middle here, going to be shooting up against Bleak Swords, just like here, the Deck Gunners as well, just going to be fine to the front line. The front line have Silver Shields, I believe. Yes, they do. But I believe the Deck Gunners have, yeah, they have Shield Breaker. So that's also going to reduce, they go down a shield slot. So if they have silver, they go down to bronze, bronze down to nothing. So in the front here, we can see Bleak Swords just going to be fighting here in the front line up against some of the pole arms. Sirens moving in on the flanks as well. Doggo's going to go in. We are going to cause that terror and negative to melee stats as well. Negative 10 coming in from the Sirens thanks to their charmed ability. That's actually going to move it quite a bit. We can see Burning Head coming straight across though. Oh no, Pantalonnade. Oh, he's so lucky that just the outer side caught that, because that was not much damage at all. And we can see lots of damage there going into the Dark Riders. They don't have great melee defense. After that charge bonus has worn off, they die very, very, very quickly. Big shots in the front here up against the Shades. Shades are going to get destroyed here by the triple deck gunner back line. Sirens have caught some of the Bleak Swords in the front, and this is a little bit unfortunate here coming in for Raizel. We can see 2 units of the infantry going to get caught on one of the deckhand mobs. It's going to hold up, even up for a couple of seconds. That's enough for you to do some great damage with the deck gunners. Deck gunners are going to be firing into the cavalry. They're getting hit pretty hard here, wavering, but we are going to get the Murderous Prowess pop from the Dark Elves. As we move forward, there's going to be a great increase to stats here from melee attack, etc. Oh my god, just ripping apart the cavalry here. Just bodies and horses absolutely and well and truly flying here in the middle. Now we are going to move in with the Blackheart Corsairs. They do have 45 melee attack thanks to Murderous Prowess. We are going to get a summon here of the deckhand mobs. No fireball today, so we're not going to be hitting too hard here up against Noculus. In the back though, we are going to be charging with the Dark Riders. Negative 16 leadership as well, probably getting shot by the Shade Wraith Gunners. I know Shade Wraiths are just actually going to be shooting here into the Shade. Shades have been absolutely and well and truly deleted here. We do have the Doggos in the back. They are going to be chasing, trying to see if we can shut down the Reaper Bolt Throw units. Reaper Bolt Throwers are going to be firing over the top here, but unfortunately they're not going to be hitting the front line so far. I don't know if they're trying to, where they're trying to hit town. I think they're trying to hit here up against Noculus. Wrathstorm in the middle as well, going to be deleting up against and actually terrifying the Blackheart Corsairs. It looks like we've got a Burning Head through the pocket, trying to get across the Shade Wraith Gunners. A couple of misses there coming in from Raizel for some very key play. Doggos here going to be fighting as well up against the lightly armoured Wizard. Only 40 armor there for them. Supreme Sorceress of Fire on her Pegasus. She's actually going to get trapped. Just the mass here in the middle is going to be so important. Flaming Sword of Ruin here as we charge in with Dark Rider should be able to delete the Shade Wraith Gunners. They're going to be taking quite a bit of damage here indeed. Shade Wraiths are trying to pull out away from the through the Doggos. So we just need to make sure we keep microing those. In the back, we do actually push in with the Black Hawk Corsairs. Shade Wraiths will actually be the only ethereal units that don't cause terror in the game, which is also quite interesting. Bleak Swords fighting up against the Pole Arms here. It's going to go pretty well there for the Bleak Swords. Same can be said on the flanks here. We're going to have Sirens winning over here on the left up against the Dread Spears. Dread Spears, just leave that alone and come fight here in the middle. Could be quite tasty indeed. So we do get the Supreme Sorceress of Fire back in the air, but she can't heal herself. This is, of course, only with the Dark Magic you're going to be able to heal yourself there with all of their spells. So in the back, we can see the Dark Rider shields just moving back in. No, so they're going to return and try and fight in the back up against the Sirens. Sirens have terror-outed all but one of the Reaper Bolt throwers. Shots coming over the top from the Shades, really pouring into Count Noculus. We do need to get something over there to shut it down. We do get a Captain Roth Moondar. That is a 200-meter spell, I believe. Should be able to get in the back there and shut down the Shades. A couple of the Dread Spears out there on the flank have been left, as well as the Black Hawk Corsairs. Getting those back into the fight could be very, very key indeed. Balance of power is going to be in the favour here of the Dark Elves. Burning Head is going to... That's a Burning Head he wanted earlier. That's going to well and truly delete the Sirens, give -8 leadership as well. That is near shatter as well. That's going down to -24, -69 leadership we saw there. I don't know how that wasn't a shatter, but these bad ladies have unfortunately fallen. Big shots coming to Noculus, and so we are going to fight here with the Supreme Sorceress of Fire. She's going to get a rear charge here. Noculus could fight here. 46 melee attack should be able to do pretty well here up against the Supreme Sorceress. Our Summoner of the Deckhand Mob should be able to surround her. Lovely work there. So now we pinned her in. Now we can fight between the two. So the one thing we didn't want here for Raizel is to run away here with Count Noculus, allowed to get his cannon to start firing. In the back, we do have 3 that have been broken from the infantry. Black Hawk Corsairs should break when they get close to combat. We are going to charge in here with the Dark Riders. Excellent value for money there for the Dark Riders. 92 speed here for cavalry to have pretty decent stats is always great. Somehow, yet again, the Supreme Sorceress of Fire does get away. Dread Spears are in, and that's going to be really bad for Count Noculus. Balance of Power is only going to be favouring a tiny bit for the Dark Elves because Noculus is so healthy. But apart from that, he has nothing left on the battlefield that really kind of has any sort of punch. You get in here with all of the Dread Spears, and it's pretty much GG's here for the Dark Elves. Sorry, for the Undead. Dark Elves have played very well here. We can see shots coming downtown. I think we're still trying to hit here up against the Dark Rider shields. We're certainly going to need some more summons in. Now, we do, of course, have the Drowned Dead. So we should hopefully get 1 or 2. Nice charge there coming into the Supreme Sorceress. Another summon here for the Deckhand Mobs. Is going to help Bands of Power, but not as huge as you'd like. 300 per... Oh my god, that was a nice shot down the flank there of the shielded Dark Riders. I really like this play coming in from Raizel. This is excellent stuff. Just kind of resting your infantry here. Because, of course, they are going to get affected by leadership. These are fresh, and they haven't fought so much. But, of course, Vigor there does affect leadership quite heavily. I believe Exhausted can be up as much as -6 on leadership. We are going to break in the middle with the Dread Spears. Of course, that fear will help as well. Bolt Thrower shooting over the top here. So all 3 are going to be back online. This is going to be a GG's. Well played. Yeah, this is going to be a GG's. But there are certainly things we can do here. If we can shoot in the sky, I don't think shooting here is worth it. But if we can kill a lot of the range... Oh, that's a lovely shot through up against the Bleak Swords. We are going to get a rear charge here as well from the Dark Riders. 40 charge bonus. Really going to thump here up against Noculus. Oh, Wrathstorm coming down could be huge. Wrathstorm could be huge here. If we can kill the caster... Oh my god, that is brilliant work there coming in from Pantalonnade. We're actually going to be breaking the Supreme Sorceress. If we get the cannon fire straight up here for her and kill her, this could definitely come back into it. I don't think he's going to win here because we still have Spirit Leech and we still have Aspect of the Dread Knight. Lovely shot there into the Dark Riders as well. They're going to break, and they're going to break on top of the Supreme Sorceress. She should come back. She does come back. This may be a GG's with the Bolt Throws back online, but what a game this has been. Invocation is going to heal here Count Noculus. We are going to get another summon here on top of him. So we should be able to push out and maybe try and see if we get that fear imbued here on the infantry. And he's running away, and that's really, really smart. Spirit Leech going down. Arcane Conduit. Invocation of the Heck. Big bolts coming over the top as well. We do actually break the sorcerer, so she goes off. That's going to be a negative 10, negative 16 leadership, which will transfer to negative 10. That'll actually be a lot larger than I think people realise. Maybe a lot of these shades could break as well. 21 leadership, 1 cannon fire. They're gone because that's artillery as well. We shattered the we shattered here with the Dark Riders. She is going to go off. No way. Oh my god, she comes back. I have no idea how she came back right on the edge there, but it is so fortunate here. He just needs to get away and get behind this rock and maybe heal. I really don't know. Count Oculus is still fighting. He's going to get another invocation here. He's going to heal pretty nicely. Bolt throws are going to be shooting him, but now the shades are here as well. It's looking pretty bad. We are going to break the Supreme Sorceress of Death, and that was an excellent effort here towards the end. He is actually going to shatter. That is going to be GG's well played, with nearly a very, very excellent finish there from Pantalonnade. Whew! This is what happens when you only have one gunnery crab. Indeed. Hilos! Hello! No Crave Rave today, unfortunately not. Not enough crabs indeed, not enough crabs. Hey Robert, how you doing? Nerf Dark Elves, indeed. Just nerf all the Dark Elves. I'm sure all of the DE mains would agree. 2.4k for Count Oculus with 830 for the Gunnery White. Nice stuff there with the front line at 145, 220, 200 for the mobs with the pole arms at 200, 200, 165 and 174. 397 there for the Sirens and 700 for the second. Thick Gunners in at 750 and 540 for the second unit. Shade Wraiths in at 580 as well as 460 for the Scurvy Dogs, 240 and 408. I do wonder if you actually got a couple of handgunner units in rather than the Shade Wraiths, because of course Burning Head, etc. Spirit Leech as well just deletes these units. I do wonder if a couple of extra handgunners might have helped here. A couple of extra handgunners alongside the deckhands just have a bit of a wider fire line. Might have been more advantageous. I really don't know, but this is really nice playing here with the Reaper Bolt Throwers. We've got 400, 977 and 680. So very, very well played there with 97, 800, 400 and 660. I think Dark Riders along with the Scourge Runner Chariots are some of the strongest units you have. For the Dark Elves. I think they're very, very powerful. Their infantry as well is actually quite strong here with the Bleak Swords. 220, 600, 400, 600 and 530. There's kind of really no way you can win this apart from... I really don't know. It has to be Mass Sirens, I think. But 830, 400 and 618 for the Dread Spears with 322 and 1.3 for the Sorceress of Fire. Shades coming in at 1,000 and 240 with the Black Hawk Corsairs in at 436. So the reason this is quite powerful for the Dark Elves, I do wonder actually if a couple of Carronades might have countered the Bolt Throwers as well. Maybe if you went... Could have 3 Carronades and maybe some Handgunners done a little bit better here. I really don't know. If you've gone 2 Handgunners and 3 Carronades, which I think should effectively trade out for this, because I think the Shade Blades are quite expensive, and so are the Deckhand Guns. I'm not too sure on that cost, but yes. Raizel would have won more confidently had he brought Super Meta pick Lokia on Dragon. Loki on Dragon would have been really cool. Loki on Dragon would have been really cool. Welcome, Mr. Ducky, and also Rusty. How are we, gentlemen? How are we? Alright, so that's going to be one apiece here between these two legends. GG's. Alright, so let's get in here and see if we can update that scoreboard. Oh, no. Okay, okay. Oh, I thought OBS crashed. I thought OBS glitched again. I was like, no, please. Alright, I think we're all good here. So one apiece there. Raizel is actually going to hit the scoreboard. And the next map, let's have a look. The next map here for the gentleman is going to be... Let's have a little look. We're now going to be moving on to Prague. I do like Prague quite a bit. It's a great map. There we go. So Brett, Wood Elves, Dark Elves, Band, Beastmen, and Greenskins. Alright, so... We've got Lizardmen, Chaos, Brett, Band, VC, and Coast. Okay, so this is going to be the new stuff. So, Lizardmen obviously a very strong faction, Chaos as well, and Bretonia. All very strong factions, I think, in the top 2 tiers, personally. I think some people would agree that Bretonia is in B as well, but I think they're very strong. I think they're no weaker than Chaos. I think Chaos are exponentially better because of what they counter with their faction. So I think here, what could we see from Raizel? So if we've got Lizardmen, Chaos, Bretonia, Dark Elves is a great counter, but Dark Elves has already been used here. I might actually have to write this down so we have an understanding of where we are. So we've already had Beastmen from Pantalonnade, and then we've already had Vampire Pirates. We had Lizardmen here, and then we had just Dark Elves. So Dark Elves is a great pick against Chaos. Dark Elves used to be a great pick against Lizardmen, but not so much anymore. TK banned Chaos. Yeah, so Chaos is very good against TK. TK into Bretonia. I think you have to go Bretonia here, I think. If you've got Lizardmen and you've got TK out of the way, there's not many things that can ban here. Yeah, you've got to pick Bretonia, I think. Yeah, that's a great pick there. So we are going to go into Game 3 on Prague. We will try and... Let's try and predict this. Let's try and predict this. So, I love that though. So it's like a lot of you. Yeah, okay. So it looks like yeah, at least 50% of you think it's going to go to 4-3. I mean, I could agree. I think these two are very, very talented. They play a lot together. And also when it comes to a best of 7, rather than say a best of 3 or a best of 5 that normally happen in my finals, with these guys here, it's going to be. The picks and bans are going to be slightly different as well, because you're going to want to optimize certain factions for certain matchups. So, for example, you could go Lizardmen here. That would be probably slightly more optimal than picking Bretonia. But, of course, you're going to want to save a very strong faction like Lizardmen later on in the series. You're going to want to have them here just a little bit later. So, I think that having Lizardmen with Dark Elves gone... Beastmen are gone as well. So, oh, no, sorry, they're not gone from Raizel. What else did he... Oh, he used Lizardmen. Okay, so... You still got Wood Elves in the pocket. I know a lot of people like to use Wood Elves. I don't particularly like them in that matchup. I think it's still pretty heavily favoured there for the boys in orange. But yeah, I don't know. We're gonna have to be careful there. You're gonna see the sexy SE blob. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. You're probably gonna see the SE blob pretty strong there. Pretty strong. Alright guys, give me just 10 seconds, I will be right back. Alrighty. Alright, so between these two matchups, I think there's kind of several ways you can take this, I think. I think the Bone Boys are certainly going to want to be going Ushopti. Yo, what's up, Larry? How we doing, buddy? Yes, I knew you'd like this, Undead. I knew you'd like this. Shame Omen's not here as well. You boys would have been raving together for the TK pick. So from Toon Kings, you're probably expecting a couple of the boys, maybe the Chosen of the Gods, maybe 2 more of the... I wonder if DJ Kotep's going to be in today. I've had the pick. The Abyss. I have been summoned. My simpy boys. Yes. I think Pantalonnade, of course, is going to be going Fade Devil Paladin. We'll definitely be seeing that. I do actually wonder if Leon Kerr could be quite good here. Maybe. But I think the Fade is almost indefinitely always better. Just because of her healing potential and her Mortis effect. Especially when you've got just bucket loads of skeletons. You're certainly going to be seeing a heavy cavalry army. We're going to be seeing lots of Knights Errants and lots of Knights of the Realm for the anti-large to deal with all those constructs. I don't think we'll see a big Bone Daddy, but I think we'll certainly be seeing some Ushopti. So we'll be seeing some of those boys. I don't think we see any normal skeletons. We might see some skeleton horse archers. Maybe we'll see some kite here as well. I know Raizel like to bring a bit of kite in this matchup, so we might see some of the skirmish from him. I forget what they're called. My brain's gonna miss today. Not Knights Errants. They are the... I forget the ones what they're called. How many chariots is the question, though? I think at least 3 or 4 chariots. I think at least 3 or 4 chariots. Go Raizel. Ah, we have a Raizel fan here. Mr. Hilos. He will also go Gotrek. You reckon? You reckon? Not double Paladin, he will also go Gotrek. So Gotrek, Paladin, and Fae then. That would actually be quite a strong combo. If you went in with Shield of Thorns for that 20% physical resistance to the base weapon damage increase with all of his stats as well, could be very, very strong. So let's have a look here. So we're going to have a Toon Scorpion. This is nothing I expected. We're going to have triple Carrion in the sky. That kind of makes sense if you want to counter some of the flying presence you can have. Chosen the Gods and Ushopti, which is kind of what I expected, but double Tomb Scorpion was something I didn't expect. Skeleton Warriors mixing in with some Spearmen here. Skeleton Warriors as well. So double Skeleton Chariots. I expected 3, but we are going to have Negahara Horseman. And the Lord choice is going to be Archon Black. Okay. I didn't expect Archon. I thought maybe DJ Kotep might come in, but it looks like he's not. Archon with the Two Blade of Archon, Staff and Nagash, the Liber Mortis, Soul Blight, Spirit Leech, and the Life Leeching. So, yeah, pretty strong. Yeah, pretty nice work there. So, in the front line, we are going to be having the Men-at-Arms. A bit more expensive front line here. Men-at-Arms with the sweaty peasant mobs. These cheap boys will certainly be good chaff fodder for the chariots to roll over. And Men-at-Arms Polearms will be great at dealing with those heavily armoured chariots. We are going to be having the Holy Wardens of Las Maisons. So the big boys here with the magical hammers and flaming swords in the middle. Going to be the offspring of Barak Dondarian there. It's going to be in the middle. We are going to have the big man himself as well, Gotrek, with the big axe. The man, the myth, the slayer here. Going to be just having heroic fortitude, nothing else. The big man will have the magic damage. 70 melee attack as well, great armor piercing and anti-large as well. So we are going to be having King Leon Kerr here today. Oh no, it's going to be Elberic! No way! So we're going to have Elberic with the Wrath of Man here. And Encourage. Okay. Very interesting. If the Wrath of Man is going to be that Discourage, that's going to be the magical wind spell. Well, it's not technically wind, is it? Technically it's a water tear spell, but yes, it's going to be armor piercing, anti-large. This bad boy can take you some bits. He's just going to be a weaker and cheaper King Leon Kerr, but you know what? I'm not too sad about it. Just bucket loads of the peasant archers, which is of course what you expect. Going to be mixing in with just regulars, pox arrows as well, fire arrows, bowmen, and also the pox arrows. So we'll be having the Questing Knights here on the side, just like 2 units of those for the anti-infantry and armor piercing. We'll be having Pegasus Knights in the sky, which is kind of what you expect. So that's why you kind of bought the Carrion, to try and see if you can screen out some of the Pegasus Knights whilst we shoot in with the big bow Shopti. Coming forward with Ark of the Black, maybe trying to see if we get a couple of Spirit Leeches here going downtown on top of Gotrek, but of course he does have that magic resistance, so perhaps maybe not too optimal there, but of course deleting him is going to be tough. Of course there's no way for him to heal here, I don't think. I actually haven't seen the card. Oh, we do actually have a healing caster. So we have Earthblood, Dwellers Below, and Power Stone, which is going to be very strong. No Life Bloom though. Maybe these two just too afraid for the spellcasting cheese, perhaps. In the middle, the big man here is going to be fighting up against skeletons. No, actually, he's just going to be pushing through. He doesn't even care. He literally does not care that these guys are here. He's just going to walk through. Oh, he just hit one on the way out, actually. Yeah. Okay, now he's going to go. He's now going to go to Pound Town. So we're going to move forward with the Men-at-Arms shields. They're certainly going to rear charge here up against these skelly boys. A little bit of a summon in the front, and I like the early summon here, because of course summons are quite long in between Ark and the Black there. I can't remember just how long they are for the Tomb Blade of Arkan. 2 minutes per summon. You very rarely ever see all 5 summons, so getting one out early doors is really important. Also just kind of has a nice big blockade in the middle. You can see it makes kind of a U shape here, development, where a lot of the infantry here and even the range kind of get caught up in this U. The fire arrows are going to come over the top. They're going to do extra damage here up against Ark and the Black with that fire weakness. His robes will actually incur a negative 25% penalty. Choosing going on top with the poison arrows, they're going to be firing here up against the Karen in the sky. Spirit Leech here going down on top of the Questing Knights. Questing Knights are going to be thumping into the armoured Ark in the Black, and the Tomb Scorpion is going to be ready to go. These boys are so dangerous, even with the heavy cavalry to pin in. These bad boys with their melee attack are just so goddamn difficult to stop. Over the top, we are going to be flying here with the Pegasus Knights. They're going to come into the map, maybe try and see if we can shut down the Bow Shopti. So they are going to swoop in. Are they going to be able to hit any cut back here? Looks like not. They're going to hit the Constructs, but the Constructs have pretty good stats here. They're going to be having 35 melee defense here with that great armor piercing, charging with the Nekahara Horseman. Notice that they are going to commit there, but we are going to see a couple of units of healing here coming around faction wide due to the Realm of Souls. We're going to have a Tomb Scorpion chasing after Arkan. Sorry, after Elberic, with Arkan in pursuit. And it looks like here we don't want any of that chase coming in from Elberic. Spirit Leech is going to be better now here on multi-units, just due to the amount of models you can kill and reduce on Earthblood. Because of course if models do go down, you're not going to get the full healing here from that model. So nice work there from the Karen. We are going to be shutting down the Pox arrows. Very, very important there in the back, just shutting down the potential poison coming forward for the frontline engagements. We are going to be getting the Liber Mortars here at the front. 40% physical resistance with that 8 leadership, going to help really buff up the lightly leadership infantry here of the Skeleton Spearmen. Tomb Scorpions is really going to help buffer up the front line, but the Beric Dondarrion crew is going to be getting ripped apart here by the big man. Oh my god, I love the barrel roll. The barrel roll in the middle there with the Skeleton Chariots just pouring through. I think actually having Skeleton Chariots pushing through with the Scorpions in is not all that efficient, because it is going to prevent them from their attack animations. So we have a lot of Pox arrows. I was a little bit surprised to see that we didn't get them out of German archers, which is what I forgot before. Having a little bit more mobility on the battlefield can be quite useful. But Elberic is now going to be fighting here up against Ark and the Black. The Staff and the Gash going down for that increased in mana, as well as that negative 30 on the action charge. Spirit Leech going down yet again here. Oh, that's actually going to be going down on Elberic. Okay, that's very interesting. Going down there is going pretty strong, but now we are going to get a Dweller's Blow in the middle. That's going to be some lovely damage there, and the negative 48% speed on the slow. It's actually going to catch quite a few units. It's also going to cause some damage up against his own infantry, but nowhere near as much due to the poison damage here up against the Tomb Kings. A lot of damage going down for the Chosen of the Gods. Negative 2 leadership. They should be able to stabilize and maintain that crumbling. We're going to break pretty heavily here from Elberic. We're going to get an overcast healing that actually did cause some damage there to the wizard. Just a tiny wee little bit. In the back, we can see that the Tomb Scorpion going to be roaming around. A nice sniper attempt here coming out of the Pegasus Knights. We do have the Spirit Leech God here in the middle, trying to make sure we can fight them off. Are they going to stabilize? Chosen of the Gods negative 22, so they are going to fall here, unfortunately. There's no chance that that's not going to happen. But in trade, we did actually lose some Pegasus Knights. So 1.1 up for 1.1 is a pretty even trade. Poison Arrows flying over the top here into the Skeleton Spearmen. They are actually going to shatter and fall. And there's not too much in the back to really kind of push onto the Peasant Arrows. But of course, there's not a lot of infantry line left. We have some Men-at-Arms shields here at the front, and Gotrek is just going to be going absolutely berserk in the back here. This man is just going to be charging axe high, getting ready to really try and stop. Actually, he's just going to be fighting in the front. He should be knackered at this point. Yeah, he's very tired. He's been fighting for quite a while, and that's the advantage, just having waves and waves and waves of skeleton trash. Looks like we do have some peasant mobs coming back. They're just going to get terrified by the Ushopti pretty quickly. I'm just going to be chasing here a couple of Spirit Leeches while we're going down. We're going back on the cavalry. I think it's the best place, because of course if you kill models here from the Questing Knights, you're not going to be able to heal them back, so the healing potential is going to be negated quite heavily here. Just kind of ignore Elberic as much as you possibly can. And if he does come in for the sniper attempt here, Liber Mortis as well. But if you do come for the sniper attempt on Arkan, just have your double Scorpions ready to go. Skeleton Chariots as well, just really cycle through the chat. The Skeleton Chariots in the back are going to do some quite nice jobs. Oh, we did actually have the Wrath of Man, so it's going to be that lovely kind of like mini tsunami there coming through up against the boys here in the back. So Beric Dondarrion and the crew are going to be fighting here. So they're going after some of the skeletons. But of course, having all this blob here in the middle is not all that advantageous. You've got Gotrek and your most expensive infantry here fighting in the middle of the Battle Pilgrims. Nice work there with Elberic, though, pushing into the back, shutting down the Ushopti. Ushopti have so much great AP output. It's absurd how well they can do. In the middle here, Questing Knights, they're going to be very low, down to 11 models with 800 health. They're very close to breaking and permanently shattering. In the middle here, though, we're absolutely deleting the archers here. This is some really, really good work coming in from Raizel. Unfortunately, there's really not a lot to screen out here in the back. And I can see why he went a little bit more expensive in the infantry front line. But of course, going quite wide as well might have been quite nice. Men-at-arms, polearms, going to be fighting here up against the skeleton spearmen. Kind of want to get your blobs of peasants in there to kind of negate that damage. So you can save those to fight up against the tomb scorpions. Here in the middle, we can see the damsel just coming back and forth. She's going to try and protect some of the peasant bowmen, but she doesn't want to get caught either. She kind of want to bait out and hope that they chase her and not the peasant bowmen, but of course they're actually a little bit more important. In the back, Beric down to 1.8k. He has healed quite a bit, but you can see his healing cap is coming through. He's got the potentiality of 2,096 health worth of healing. Spirit Leech going down, that will negate a lot more of that. Now it's actually going to force a little bit and a little more Earthblood potential there on him as well. So you're actually going to have to try and Earthblood him rather than Earthblooding some of the infantry in the range. So as you can see in the middle there, the Tomb Scorpions, there's not a lot to take them out. We have Elberic and Gotrek, and that's kind of it. Unfortunately here with the Cavalry, the Questing Knights, there's just not enough models left. How many models? 11? Maybe they got 1,000 health. If they had like a surround with the Questing Knights on one of the Tomb Scorpions, maybe. Otherwise, the Tomb Scorpion will take out 2-3 models in one swipe. Men-at-arms here, 41, very, very battered. They're going to be very tired as well. As the Bretonnians, you need to be resting some of your infantry. Get some units to rest, get them some vigor back. Spirit Leech yet again going down on the Questing Knights. 6 models left, and that is how strong Spirit Leech is. It's just very, very good here. Especially with Spirit Leech with Ark in the Black. He is the best Spirit Leecher in the game, and he's just so goddamn good at deleting cavalry. Alberic, kind of still flying high, 2.1k health for him. You can see actually didn't do too much damage here, because of course Spirit Leech can be resisted. I think it's a 75% chance to hit per tick. I believe there's 9 ticks of damage. So we can see there, Pegasus Knight's going to get hit pretty hard on the air. They just got counter hit really hard, and they actually shatter and get terrified. That's a bit of a shame. What is this going to be? Oh, that's going to be the Wrath of Man. The Wrath of Man is going to come over the pocket and try and delete any of the skeleton spearmen left, just to allow Elberic to come in and get a bit more swipes here in the big single entity monsters, and none of it get kind of negated on the skeleton spearmen. So recharges here. Can we actually kill Ark? And that needs to be the objective here for Alberic, I think. I think don't fight the Tomb Scorpions. If you kill Alberic, you might be able to shatter the rest with negative leadership. Yeah, so double Tomb Scorpions, as well as a nice big fat summon of 3 skeleton spearmen here in the front. That's like Damsel of Life. It's going to be recharging. We do actually get a good hit there on Arkham, but it's obviously not going to be too great with only 285 weapon strength. A lot of that there going to get negated by the armor of Arkham. We are going to be breaking here, and that's going to be the end of Arkham. Without a heal here, that is going to be the end. We are going to be chasing with the Damsel in the opposite direction. If we keep chasing her, there's no way we get Elberic back. She needs to really come around here ASAP and get a good heal here. Negative 19 leadership. We need a heal or he's not coming back. So we are going to lose the Spearman. That is just a single summon of zombies. Gotrek is super exhausted now. He's going to be in that state for quite a while. It's now going to be Spirit Leech on Gotrek, because there's nothing really else here to Spirit Leech. I wouldn't really worry about anything else. Damsel's unfortunately a little bit late to come around and try and heal Alberic. 14 leadership. If we did get a heal, maybe. Let's have a look. Yeah, flank secured. Maybe a little bit of healing could have done it. I don't know. Arrows coming over the top here. It's going to be just firing into the skeletons, but you're actually going to catch a lot of the Holy Wardens. 80 leadership is going to be great. Alberic will leave the battlefield. That'll be negative 16 leadership here, and probably will spring army losses. Let's have a look here. Negative 16. That's not going to break Gotrek, of course. It's not quite going to break the Damsel either, but she needs to heal Big Man here. He's going to be the single power left. He does not have a lot of healing. She needs to fight alongside him. He can't be fighting alone. You could just rest here. He's running away, trying to get his troops together, and this is very smart coming in from Raizel. You'd have all 4 elements fighting against Gotrek, because if you... Yeah, so they're going to take the Bronny. Oh, look at that massive hit coming in for Gotrek. Delete a model here. Lovely work. I think they've taken the charge and not the... yeah, there we go. Lovely work there. And that's a great hit coming down on Gotrek. There was actually 2 hits there coming in from the Scorpion, doing some lovely damage here in the middle. And it's like here, we did get an Earthblood going down for a little bit of healing, but just a single Earthblood is not going to be enough. You kind of need to overcast and risk that. We're also going to have the summon in the back pocket here of the Ushopti infantry. The monster's infantry will definitely trigger army losses now Gotrek is done. She's going to be pinned in with nowhere to go. I'm surprised. I actually don't see people use the Ushopti summon, sort of like not really until late game. And I can understand they have a big impact late game, but mid game you can certainly see a great flip there. But yeah, brilliant work, brilliant work. No tools to kill Gotrek. There was, I guess, Spirit Leech, but the Tomb Scorpions can do well. Gotrek can struggle with double Tomb Scorpion. Tomb Scorpion can do some really nice work up against him. We can see here 1.6k for Ark in the Black. Lovely work there with all the Spirit Leeches. He's not a great melee combatant, but of course he is pretty tanky. We've got 120, 120, 240, 320 for the Skeleton Warriors. With the Spearmen, 230, 75, and 700. Lovely work. 277 for the Nekahara Horsemen, with 600 and 1.4k for 212 kills for the Chariots. Chariots are by far one of the best from the updates here. I mean, they're just performing so well at the moment. 200, 112, and 190 for the Carrion, with 1.1 and 1,300 for the Tomb Scorpions, 1,982 there for the Chosen of the Gods. Some lovely shutdown of the Chosens. They were big threats. Of course, Ushopti alongside the double Tomb Scorpions. Tomb Scorpions aren't amazing, but at the same time, in certain matchups, they can perform extremely well. 1,000 there for Elberic of Bordelot, with 1,850 for Gotrek. A lovely pick. Is a lovely pick. 650 for the Damsel of Life. I do wonder if actually just a little bit more healing there on Elberic and a little bit more focus on the healing of these two characters could have maybe pulled the game a little bit more, and certainly healing the Holy Wardens. I mean, 202 kills for 980 damage value. Like, the Holy Wardens are excellent in this matchup. Apart from maybe going in with the Kepra Guard, there's probably not much you can do to shut them down. And even then, the Holy Wardens do actually extra damage against the Kepra Guard, which I forgot about because they have regen. So, yeah, I think actually the Holy Wardens are excellent in this matchup. We got 188 with 87 there for the Peasant Mobs. We got 58 there for the Men-at-Arms, with 128 and 93. I do wonder if we downgraded the Questing Knights and maybe brought 4 units of cavalry instead. Maybe gone with just 4 units of Knights of the Realm. Could we have maybe done a little bit better there, just as a food for thought? If we dropped maybe 2 of the Spearmen at Arms. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe gone a little bit more cav, focused. Of course, they're not going to be anywhere near as good as Questing Knights, but they'll still do well here up against the Nekahara Horsemen, and then they'll also, with the Anti-Large, they'll still do some nice work here up against the Chosen of the Gods. I do like Pegasus Knights, 800. They cost 1.1, of course, so you kind of would expect more. They really rely on healing. They are Anti-Large, but they do struggle with AP. Questing Knights, of course, are excellent cavalry, but here it didn't quite perform. They got shut down by Spirit Leeches, and Spirit Leeches are very good for Mark in the Black. So, of course, if you went a little bit wider and a little bit cheaper and you disperse a lot of your damage, of course, they're the focus on some of the elite stuff. For example, Pegasus Knights and the double questings. Of course, these costing 1.1 as well. Had some lovely targets for Spirit Leech. Didn't even really have to Spirit Leech Alberic. But yeah, great stuff. 180, 350, as well as 320, 550, and 520 there for the Peasant Bowman. So great work. I think Fire Arrow and Pox Arrows do nicely here. Maybe we've gone triple Pox and double Fire Arrow would have been really good. You could focus down on Arc in the Black. Fire Arrows actually do extra damage output as well. I think it's +4 base weapon damage. So you can certainly see some more damage here up against this chibi armored infantry. Now, of course, here with a lot of range, we do have Silver Shields for the Skeleton Warriors. So this is a pretty good matchup here, I think, for Team Kings. In general, as long as you bring and play well with your chariots, it should be a pretty comfortable win. Yeah. But the Bunny Boys come in with a win. Raizel is going to take his second strike here from Pantalonnade. So well played to him. Some lovely work indeed. Some lovely work indeed. So there's going to be 2 there to the Raisin. Well played. Alberic is anti-large, yeah. Anti-large and armor piercing, yeah. Is it just me or is Gotrek model bigger than the Battle Pilgrims? He's certainly wider. But yeah, he might look bigger. Most heroes just look bigger anyway. Most heroes look bigger. If you notice, like even if you just go to the Dowie roster, like Thanes and all Foot Lords will just look bigger than for example, Miners. They'll just look bigger. I think, just allow them to stand out a little bit more, I think. Yeah, Skelly Leech is pretty hard. It's pretty hard. It's pretty hard to deal with. Arc in the Black is certainly very strong. Right, we'll check the 4th map here. So 4th map is going to be Karak Buftar. Let's get on the big K zone. Alright. There we go. Kadok Buftar. Alright, so let's get downtown. So Pantalonnade has used Beastmen, VP, and Bretonia. And of course here we've had TK coming in there from Raizel. Now I did rate TK pretty poorly in my tier list, and triple chaos. Pick what else and Beast. What happened here? Beastmen, Chaos, Norska. Oh, nice, nice, triple chaos. And then we're going to be getting Vampire Counts and Dark Elf Ban. Yeah, very strong. Dark Elves do well into quite a lot of that, actually. I think Dark Elves do really well into all three. Vampire Counts do well into Beastmen, Chaos, and Norska, actually. They're two very good bands. I think, actually, the weakness is going to be Norska. Norska pretty much share the same weaknesses as Beastmen, but Beastmen and Chaos don't share the same weaknesses. So, yeah, it's a tough one there. What else ban Beastmen? Yeah, pretty strong. What else into Norska is going to be a tough time. I think you're going to have to go Chaos here. The Chaos Wells matchup is an extremely interesting one, and takes a lot of micromanagement, and it all comes down to sort of micro and mobility management. Yes, you can be Beastmen. Oh, no, you can't. Right, let's catch up with you guys. Sorry. Right. No, he is anti-win. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yeah, TK with the big win. TK with the big win. Hey, Luke Gray, how you doing, buddy? Hey, crew, thanks for the stream. Yeah, no worries, buddy. No worries. How you doing today? I hope you're enjoying it. And for anybody here, if you are enjoying all the content, please feel free to leave a like. It really does help here with the content. And also feel free to subscribe. It really, really does help on the channel. I'm very, very close to having the opportunity to become a partnership with CA and try and see if we can get some of that early access content for Warhammer 3 coming out, as well as also becoming a partnership with YouTube. Of course, I've been working with them for a long time. Twitch is also as well. It's kind of blown up for me a little bit. I've only been doing it, I think it's now 3 weeks I've been doing it. So thank you for all the lovely support that I've had there on the channel. That's it's been amazing from you guys. If you do want to see more, I should be doing a double stream today. So I might actually be doing Torox tonight. Talks the Brass Bull on campaign. So, or actually no, I'll tell you what I might do tonight. I might actually do some Come At Me Bro, where you guys can come play me. I haven't played in a while, and I really, really need to play. I really need to play, because I just have not been playing. Hey, Grumpy God, how you doing, buddy? He asked if he can ban Beastmen. Oh, ban? Did he? When we'll Come At Me Bro stream be, it'll be pretty much straight after this. Pretty much it'll be straight after this. Yeah. What I'll do is I'll just go onto normal ladder, and what you guys can do is you can try and snipe me.
you can just come try and snipe me and try and play me, pretty much. So if you want to come do a bit of sparring against me, that you want to use me as a punch bag, I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can. Yeah, so Current Book Dar is going to be pretty much the same as Oakenhammer for those that don't know the maps too well. It's going to be a pretty flat desert map. You can see here, so on the map, the darker colours are going to be slightly deeper on the map, and the lighter colours are going to be slightly higher. So we have kind of like a bit of a high ground here in the middle, a little bit there on the outside on the right as well, and then one side is going to have a nice raised sort of U shape here at the top. That's generally where I think Pantalonnade starts, is on this side, I think. And then on this side, we're going to be having Raizel. So you might see a bit of a kind of like a Wood Elf kite back to the top here. So we are going to be having Wood Elves up against Norska. Norska probably is the worst faction in the game at the moment. But that being said, of factions that have been the worst, so for example, Beastmen previously, Beastmen weren't terrible, but I think Norska at the bottom are better than Beastmen were when they were at the bottom. As many YouTubers went after AoE 4, you are one of the most interesting multiplayer streamers. I do hope you succeed in getting your partnerships. Thank you very much, Grumpy God, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you. The Come At Me Bro will be on Twitch. Yes, Jog, it will be on Twitch. Yes, it will be on Twitch. The problem being that if I do it on YouTube, if I do 2 streams on YouTube, which is why I do Twitch, it will kind of hit my YouTube really hard. So for example, if I put 2 bits of content out on YouTube in one day, one of them will, for me, will get nerfed by at least 40% views. Because YouTube won't promote both the videos. They'll actually suppress one and promote the other, and it's random. I don't know. They don't decide which one they pick. It's just one of them will randomly not get promoted. So it's a little bit unfortunate. Yeah, I'm actually going to go so soon for you guys as well to finish off Warhammer 2. I'm actually going to bring out some stat stuff for you guys. I'll take Beastmen wasn't bad before the DLC. Yeah, I did say that. I said they're better than people thought they were, but I still think they weren't as strong as Norska are now at the bottom, if that makes sense, Negbet, if that makes sense. But yes, for you guys, I'm actually going to be breaking down some of the stats for you for the games, because some of the stats, there's actually a little bit of mathematics behind the game, that if you can have a base little understanding of the mathematics, for example, how melee attack works. So for example, a very quick example is your success chance to hit. So how often you're going to hit as a percentage can actually be worked out pretty comfortably. It's your melee attack plus 35 minus their melee defense equals your percentage chance to hit. So if you've got 0 melee attack and your opponent has 0 melee defense, you actually have a 35% chance to hit them, even though you've got 0 melee attack and they've got 0 melee defense. It's pretty easy math there. So if you've got 10 melee attack and they've got 10 melee defense, it's still 35. Right, so you guys can work that out, and there is actually a minimum percent chance to hit. So for example, if they got 60 melee defense and you've got 10 melee attack, 10 plus 35 is 45, minus 60 is actually, well, negative 15. So it doesn't mean you have a 0% chance to hit. The minimum number is actually 8%. So you always have a minimum of 8% chance to hit, and anything below that is just still 8%. So let's very quickly go. So we've got Skin Balls here, 2 units in the front line. We're going to have Regen along with Frenzy. Very nice there. They're very quick as well. These aren't going to be the armoured ones, but they're going to have 75 speed, so great cavalry indeed. Beast of Tashnar as well here for the anti-large and bonus as large, as well as that Frenzy. They're just super strong at getting on top of all that skirmish. All the Horse Masters there with the extra armour and 90 speed, very fast indeed. For cavalry that has 50 armour, 90 speed is actually very fast, which actually what makes Chaos and Norska pretty strong there with the Skirmish Cavalry. Shaman Source of Death with Spirit Leech and Aspect of the Dread Knight, of course. Firecaster in with the Burning Head, and Kindle Flame, of course, you need 2 Footcasters. And Wolf with the Wonder on a horse is bold, for sure. But Hunter's the champion, Sea Fang, as well as that Rage mechanic going faction-wide, unless, of course, we see some Berserkers. Unlikely. But we are going to be seeing 5 of the cheap Marauders there with shields. In the back here, double Chariots. Make that triple Chariots, 90 armor for these ones. These aren't the 110 version. Oh, of course, 110 for the Chaos ones. Yeah, I'm thinking they're on ones, that's why. Yep, pretty good. So we're going to have 4 Horse Masters. What I'm kind of expecting, we could see Waystalkers, but we might just see, I think we're going to see 6 Skirmish Cavalry, maybe, with the Sisters. Glade Lord, Spellslinger of Life, both on an Eagle. We are going to be... Oh, triple Way Watchers. Okay, I didn't expect that. Double Wild Riders as well, with the Wild Hunters of Kurnos for the anti-large, and bonus for large, magic damage as well, and Frenzy. We are going to have the double Dryads in with the double Eternal Guards. So, a bit of anti-large and armor piercing there. No shields, though. Very surprising. It's almost always worth it to take the shields. For an extra 50 gold cost, they get increased melee defense and silver shields, which is 55% negation to resistance of missiles, if they are pointed in the direction of the shield, of course. Spellweaver of Life is going to be having Flesh of Stone, a Shield of Thorns, 20% physical resistance and base armor damage increase, and also Life Bloom. So no Earthblood, no Life Bloom, sorry. Life Bloom would have been nice for the other spells, because then you could have got a little bit of a touch-up of healing there as well. So we did get the Prayer for Rathanrema, and also the Arrows of Kurnos there from the Glade Lord. Arrows of Kurnos is just going to delete Wulfric on his horse. It's just going to delete him. If he stands still for a second, and at the wrong second, it's going to be very tough. So we have shut down the Marauder. Oh, look at this. This is going to be disgusting. Yep. Oh my god, that's disgusting. That also gives not only a net, but negative 20% missile resistance. And Way Watchers just delete. They don't miss. But this is the problem. Oh, they could get caught. I think they're going to be okay. We are going to get a counter charge here. Look at that. Blockade in from the Wild Riders. Lovely work there. But of course, they're going to take a big punch. We are going to get away with the Way Watchers. Way Watchers, I can't remember the cost. Maybe 1.2, 1.3k. They're very expensive, and they're glass cannon as well. So only 15 armor from them means they get deleted very hard. Oh my god, what has happened here? Hunter's Champion slowing down the Spellslinger, giving negative armor. We are going to get a heal in. Jesus, she got deleted here by the Marauder Horseman. God damn it, she got deleted. She's only got 30 armor. She went down to 0 armor, which basically means all of the missile damage here came in. So that's going to be 37 missile strength per model, per missile. So, that's disgusting. Wild Riders, they are going to get battered here with the Beasts of Tashnar. Nosuke getting a very good early lead here. Spirit Leech Caster was just destroyed here in the middle. Can we get a Burning Head down the middle? Burning Head is going to come across here in the pocket of the Eternal Guards. It's going to catch the tail end, but it's not going to catch the main pocket there. Horsemasters come around the top. Beasts of Tashnar actually walk through their own Burning Head. Burning Head is going to travel, might catch the Riders here. It is actually going to catch the Riders. It's actually going to bend a little bit and catch quite a bit of the Wild Riders. It's going to be a negative 8 leadership there as well. That was a lovely wanted bend there right at the end. Casting here as well, then Marauder Horsemaster is going to be kiting a little bit up against the Wild Riders. Wild Riders all these ones do not have shields. Oh, these are the unshielded variety. So they're not going to be 1100, they're going to be a little bit cheaper. I think they come in at 1,000 cost. Over here on the right side, we can see charging in with the Marauder Chariots. Chariots should be able to rear charge here up against the Wild Hunters. Wild Hunters are getting absolutely decimated by the Horsemasters here. 90 speed with Kite is very tough to deal with. Now we can see the Way Watchers are in ready. They are going to be obstructed apparently. They're going to be obstructing each other, I think. So they're going to be getting negative there to their accuracy. Over the top here, we can see, I'm not quite sure what this was, but there was something going on here in the back. Over the top, the Spellslinger, she is going to be a little bit healthier now. She can get up to 1.6k health. So it looks like here in the back, we do see some Marauders chasing in up against the Wild Riders. Kiting a little bit here with the Way Watchers. I'm starting to get a little bit more of a groove in here with Pantalonnade. Pantalonnade coming back in with the Way Watcher movement. Way Watchers are very difficult. They do have 40 speed, so very good foot infantry range with Kite. And they are going to be much faster here than the Marauders at 35 speed. But kiting them with very fast Marauder Horsemasters around is tough. Definitely want to get the Horsemasters in and challenging here up against the Glade Lady. We can get on top of the Glade Lady. We need a couple more nets in. We need to just slow down some of the Marauder Chariot play. And try and see if we can also try and slow down just some of that mobility. Seafang coming through the middle as well. That's a lovely Seafang. We are actually going to catch quite a bit there of the Way Watchers on the outcome as well. Beasts of Tashnar are going to charge in. 15 plus leadership is going to help with the charge, but that's not going to last more than maybe 5 seconds before they break up against the Fear here from the Spellslinger. Oh no, this could be devastating. We see the Spellslinger has been slowed. Negative armor, negative melee defense as well. We're going to be pushing on with the Marauders as well as Wulfric. A couple of the arrows could fly over the top here and absolutely decimate the life card. If she falls, I think this could be GG's. This could be GG's because we have Horsemasters as well as Chariots really getting in and among the Way Watchers. Way Watchers is a bold pick in this matchup for sure, I think, because Nosuke is such a great rush faction here. Yep, she has broken. Is she going to get away, though, is the question. I think possibly. We do have some Horsemasters nice and close. If we can get them round the corner here and start firing up against the Spell of Life, it's GG's here, I think. I wouldn't even worry here. Unfortunately, I don't think Raizel is going to see this. We are going to kite a little bit here into the face of the Spellslinger of Life, but not too much. Still running away here is going to be the Weight Watchers. They are going to get caught by Horsemasters. Horsemasters will have great buffs to stats. They're going to be 26 and 26, which is actually not bad when you consider the Weight Watchers are 29, 29. But of course, the Weight Watchers are going to cost nearly 3 times in the amount. In the back here, double Weight Watchers have been broken down. That is going to be GG's. I don't think we can win here, even with the Glade Lord. We do have a net going down on for Wolfred the Wanderer. Could we get a volley over the top? I don't think so, just because we're just so compromised here with the Chariot play and the Horsemasters. Looks like there was going to be a burning head here in the back. That burning head is actually going to go off, and we should be able to catch the Dryads moving through. They do have a fire weakness because they are trees. That's going to go down with negative leadership as well. They are going to stabilize. That's quite surprising. I thought negative 8 leadership would have been enough. If we collect together with these two, get a quick Earthblood, we might be able to get back into the game, but it seems unlikely. In the middle here, we are going to get a heal. Yeah, the heal is going to come down for the Glade Lord. Glade Lord can fight here, but she's not amazing in combat. Sea Fang across the pocket here of the Reigning Weight Watchers. That is going to break them. That is going to be GG's well played here for a fantastic Norscan play. Raizel here alongside probably Katam. We also maybe have Krablin. I'm trying to think of some other great Norscan players. There's not a tremendous amount of them, but those that do still main Norscan quite well. Because I've seen quite a few games from Raizel. Some of my favourite matchups between these two is Bretonnia against Norsca. It's one of my favourite matchups at the moment for sure. That along with Lizardmen and the Beastmen is a very strong matchup. And he plays them a lot, and he's very, very experienced. And being that not many people play it, it's a really great faction to really bust out every now and then because they can really take you off guard for sure. I'm sure this is a matchup that really hasn't been played too much for Pantalonnade because for the Norscans, you quite often see that... what else is banned? For sure. What else? Beastmen and Bretonnia quite often banned. But 1,000 damage value for Wolfred the Wanderer with 62 and 0 there for the Sorcerer of Death and the 2 burning heads only coming in at 62 damage. You do wonder if maybe the double cast is actually all that worth it, really. But 330 as well as 485 here for the Marauders. Of course, if you came with double sisters, then you need 2 casters. But we also got 185 and 230 there for the Marauders. Charging to 700, 980 and 430. One of them got decimated in the front. That was really great play there early doors from Pantalonnade. But you just didn't have enough infantry. Just did not have enough infantry to protect the triple here. We only have 4 units of infantry and 3 units of cavalry. We just don't have enough compared to the mass force that's coming here. I mean, they're outnumbered by, what's that, 6 units. 6 units that are all aggressive as well. There's a great aggressive force here from Raizel. Horsemasters, 411, 1,100, 1,100, and 1.4k. Horsemasters are just excellent. They are just so good for Chaos, and they're just so good for Norsca. 90 speed with Kite and 37 base weapon damage. They do, of course, struggle with AP, but you do have throwing axes as well. You can utilize those. 300 and 750 for the Skimballs. Skimballs, as of late, with some of the extra stuff coming into the game, have kind of pushed Skimballs out of the meta. I find they are doing worse than they ever have done. They're just too lightly armoured. Regen is great, and they have great anti-large stats with Frenzy. Armor piercing is actually not bad, even though they don't quite hit the 50% quota to give them the armor piercing stat, as it were. They're still great models. For some reason, whatever it is at the moment, the current meta is just... I think because it's just skirmish. I think the current skirmish meta is just not allowing Skimballs to be as strong as they used to be. But 608 there for the Beast of Tashnar, of course, always strong. They got the heaviest nerf. The Beast of Tashnar, because of course the Undead faction still has these models with the vampire counts, and they're just better because they're unbreakable. These ones being breakable with increased cost, I don't think was all that fair for Norsca. It didn't really kind of make sense to me. But still, they perform very strong even at 700 cost, and they're still worth bringing for sure. Yeah, 1.4k for the Wild Hunters of Kurnos. I think that was a must pick there, but 280. And 525 here for the Double Wild Riders without shields was a bit bold from me because, of course, we have good skirmish cavalry play here from the Marauder Horsemasters. So having these bad boys without shields was bold. I think 1.2, 1,000, and 1,150 for the Weight Watchers. Still getting great value, but unfortunately they didn't quite bring to the table. If you're going to be bringing... Your main damage output is going to be the Weight Watchers. If they're coming in and around value, for me, they're undervalued because the thing is they're the ones that have your damage output. Everything else is just chaff compared to what your damage output is going to be. And I think here you took 6 units of damage output and you just had 4 units to protect it, which I don't think is enough. The Glade Lord with the nets was helpful. She got 1.8k and we got 160 as well. It's a great army. It's really fun and I like that from Pantalonnade. I just think maybe a little bit more there to the chalkboard to bring back. But really well played to Raizel. Really, really well played. I think anybody there would have lost in that moment to that skill. Yo, what's up, Rusky Jim? How we doing, buddy? How we doing? Hope we're doing well. You forgot to include armor and charge bonus and frenzy. What's that, sorry? Yeah, the Norse can win. I know. It's awesome, right? So it's going to be 3-1 here for the ODM Raizel. He's going to be putting through quite hard here, actually. GG's indeed. So pick Chaos Dark Elves. Okay, so because we're going through to game 5 now, we're now on the double picks no ban. So it's like Greenskins is going to be the counter pick. Now he has Chaos or Dark Elves. So he's definitely going to go Chaos here. There's no way he doesn't go Chaos. And we see what we got left here. I think that's going to be, that should be a win for the Greenskins. I still think it's pretty heavily favoured for the Greenskins. At least 55 to 45%. Out of 100 games, I would expect Greenskins to win at least 55 of them. For two players at exactly the same skill level. So, yeah, I would probably expect the win here from the Greenskins. Oh dear. So if Raizel wins the next round, he wins the series, right? That is correct. That is correct. Yes, that is correct. So at this point, of the top tier picks, we've had Beastmen from Pantalonnade, we've had Lizardmen from Raizel. We've had Bretonia and Wood Elves from Pantalonnade, and we've had pretty much no other top picks from Raizel, I don't think. We are going to be getting Greenskins now, so that's going to be another top pick coming through. But of course here from Raizel, we still have Wood Elves for him to pick. We still have Beastmen as a pick. Whilst from Pantalonnade we have Greenskins as a pick to come through. We still have Chaos from him, but of course he's playing that now, so that has also gone out the door. For him, there's not many other top picks left. He does have Lizardmen in the pocket, so Greenskins and Lizardmen left, really. Dowie is also going to look to be a much stronger pick. So the later the stages go, the stronger that Dowie become. Dowie have some great counters. So for example, even though we've got Lizardmen left from Pantalonnade, at some point Dowie is going to get picked. And Dowie is going to be a great counter. I think at the moment, the current great counters against Lizardmen are going to be TK and Dowie. I think they're the top two counters. Beastmen can also be utilised against them, but I think you're going to have a stronger advantage with Dowie if you can use Dowie well, that is. Plus 100 gold for silver armor and higher melee stats. Melee defense is no-brainer. Sorry, what was that, Grumpy Guard? What did I forget with armor and charge bonus? Oh, is that for the difference in stats for the Marauder Horsemasters? Because if it is, I said the armor at the beginning, so I apologise for that. Yeah, I said the armor at the beginning. I believe most of the Norscan forces get Frenzy, CJ. I believe almost all of them do. Yeah. But yeah, GG's. What's up, Rusky? How have you been, buddy? How's things been? I haven't seen you here in a while. How's multiplayer been going? I know you moved recently. I know it wasn't that recent, but it was in the last 6 months, I think. You moved. How was it? How have you found your new house? How's the place been you've moved to? Is everything you hoped it was going to be? Yeah. How's things over there? Yeah, man. So if you're going to go with, I think this is what you're talking about, Rescue Gym, right? So if you've got, I can't remember the cost increase. I thought it was 50 gold. It might be 75 gold, actually, now I think about it. If you're going to go from Spearman. So if you're going to take the Eternal Guard, if you're going to go from shields to no shields, I think it's a 75 gold increase if you go from no shields to shields. But that shield increases melee defense by +8 and gives you a silver shield. For me, that's just it's a no-brainer. Because, oh, sorry, the map, yeah. Map is, I did give you guys the map. Eschen. Yeah, so for me, it's a no-brainer, and something I will go through as well on the stats with melee attack, etc., is when it comes down to melee defense actually, as you increase melee defense, it goes up exponentially. So the more melee defense you add, the more valuable it becomes. Whilst melee attack actually decreases in value. So as you go to that top tier, as you're getting up to those 40s and 50s, the exponential increased growth of benefit actually decreases, but the increased benefit from melee defense actually exponentially grows up to a certain point. So if Raizel, we're awesome, man. Thanks for asking. Move is good. Not a house, apartment in Brooklyn. Oh, that sounds cool, man. Having a place in Brooklyn, I think would be nice, man. Yeah. Been busy with VM clan war and stuff. Awesome, dude. How's the clan war been going? I'm sure that's been super fun for sure. I feel like it's been super fun. All right, both guys are ready. Let's get it on. So 3-1 here to Raizel. He's going to be kind of slightly favoured in this matchup by 55% to 45% for Greenskins against Chaos. Yep, so we're going to have to be out of... and I was agreeing... Yeah. Oh, right, yeah, with the Wild Riders. Yeah, 100%, Rusty. Yeah, that 100 increased cost for melee defense. I can't remember the melee defense increase. I think it's 6 or 8. This is off a faction I don't use. But off my head, I think it's 6 or 8 melee defense for such an expensive unit. And then having the resistance as well from the shields against a skirmish faction like Norska. It is a must pick. It's a must bring. But of course, then you have to, with 2 units, where you're going to get 200 gold from. What you're going to drop, what you're going to trade in and out for that. He brought 3 spells. I don't ever think 3 spells is necessary. I think 2 is optimal. 3 can be nice if you really, really need it. The only time I can ever see 3 being needed, for example, with fire magic, is Fireball, Burning Head, and maybe with Kindle Flame, and then maybe the Flaming Sword of Ruin, if you feel ethereal units may come. But of course, that is an 150 gold investment, and with 3 spells, you'd be lucky if you get each spell twice. Whilst if you utilize it in a different way, you can get 3 spells of each, which means 3 Fireballs that add up over time with a couple of Burning Heads in the front. I think is more optimal. And I don't think you need any more variety than that, per se. I mean, that's my opinion. That's my opinion, of course. But I'm talking about optimization here. And that 100 gold could have really buffed the unit for yourself. But, that's talking about pure optimization, right? We're talking about the top-end pure scale of optimization. So the Moon Howlers in the front. So Greenskins is certainly a faction I do play. Moon Howlers are very nice. They do have Fear and Vanguard. 92 speed, and the Fear is actually really nice because even though they've only got 54 leadership, Fear doesn't affect them. They can only really get Terror routed, which will be negative 13 rather than negative 21 due to Terror. Because then Fear on top of Terror multiplies to make that negative 21. You're going to have Morgus Mungin Marauders, immune to Psychology for them, which is actually really good. An extremely cheap unit at 625 that actually has ITP, which is actually really important. Firewall's moving AP as well as 100 range. That's really cheap. I think Morgus Mungin Marauders are some of the most effective cavalry in the game, or skirmish cavalry as it were. Death Creepers as well, which will have regen, and they'll also be coming in with Stalk. So regen Stalk keeps the numbers nice and high, and of course no healing for the Greenskins, making regen very important. Poison and all those great increases stats. Just make them exponentially more useful. In the front here, we are going to have Orc Biggins. And here for the triple threat, what we're going to have today, we are going to be having Wurzag. 1 second. I do apologise. I've lost Wurzag now. Wurzag at the front, he's going to come into the trees. Him and the boys are in the trees. So we are going to have the double goblin big boss. One here with they need stabbing. Second one with nothing. Do apologise. With Wurzag here, who is going to have Effigy of the Git, Foot of Gork, Brainbuster, the Bonewood Staff, and Squiggly Beast. Bonewood Staff is so nice. If you bring a lot of cheap spells, you could really buff up your forces. Front line of Night Goblins, which are going to be hidden, of course. Night Goblin Fanatics. I don't know if all these are Fanatics or they're just Night Goblins. I think these are going to be the ROR Night Goblins as well, which have Poison and... Do they have Armor Sundering? Oh no, these are the 8-peak loonies. And these are the ones that have Armor Sundering. Okay, so they're both called Night Goblins. But here's the Warlord boys that have Armor Sundering, Silver Shields, Stalker, and immune to Psychology. Holy damn, that is so cheap. This unit's like 550 gold for ITP. Very interesting. Unbreakable here for Night Goblins, so basically ITP. as well as perfect leadership. Night Goblins as well here in the front with the poison. Let's have a look. Yeah, Death Creepers in behind. They've really gone hard on the cavalry. We are going to have Orc Biggins in the middle for the anti-large, and bigger and Ardor, which means the bigger the unit, the more damage they do. Orc Boys as well in the back there with the Moon Howlers. For the Chaos, we are going to have 2 Horse Masters there in the front from Pantalonnade. Looks like here in the back we are going to having Archeon, the Ever-Chosen, the Fire Magic Master himself, with the Chaos Ferromanticores, and in the front here we are going to be having the Chaos Marauders. Great, very cost-efficient chaff here in the front. That's 5 Marauders there, alongside the back with the Mirror Guard. Some of the most cost-efficient RORs in the game. 950 for these bad boys, Silver Shields, 100 armor, 54 melee defense, 45 melee attack, ITP as well. Really important there for the Chaos because they really just don't have much ITP, even from Chosen. So Chaos Rise with Halberds, Anti-Large and Armor Piercing, Faust Manticore for the Terror, and of course we are going to be having the Soul of Damnation in the back for the Boom, which is that extra damage and Splash. We are going to have Archeon, the Ever-Chosen with the Slayer of Kings, Stand or Die, Foe Seeker, Burning Head, Cascading Fire Cloak, which is actually really powerful, Kindle Flame, and of course that Frenzy. So it's like we're having 4 of the Horse Masters as well. They're going to be under fire here by some of the Skirmish Cavalry from the range. Death Creepers will be difficult to deal with here for the Horse Masters for sure. So nice good surround here from the Greenskins. Greenskins kind of want to take their time. They don't want to be too rushed. We can see here the Orc Biggins getting shot, I think, downtown here by the Soul of Damnation. This is actually going to be led by a Chaos Demon, so that's why it has a little bit of self-targeting there. You can see it sort of has that nice little S shape as it comes in, and it's going to hit quite nicely through the unit. So Burning Head is going to rise at the front here for the Night Goblins. Night Goblins are going to get deleted alongside some of the infantry that is also trying to join here. That's a nice work there. Actually going to give -8 leadership to the Night Goblins. They don't have great leadership here, unfortunately, the Greenskins. Archeon will absolutely slam in the front line as well up against Wurzag, so you do have to be careful there. We can see the Bull Boys with the cavalry going to do quite nicely. We are going to move in with the Manticore to try and get Archeon out. We did use, it's like Stand or Die. The only stabbing did go down with Foe Seeker, giving that increase to speed. Solid Damnation in the back is going to be still firing pretty hard here. We're going to try and get rid of some of the Skirmish Cavalry, hopefully next. No Goblins are broken, some of the Forest Goblin Spiders on the side. We are going to charge in with the Horse Masters. Horse Masters will very comfortably win in combat. In the middle, we are going to be breaking the Orc Boys. They have been terrified thanks to the Ferromanticore. He is rampaging, very damaged in the middle here. Big Wurzag in the middle is going to be doing some gorgeous damage. But in comes Archeon. He's going to be using the Slayer of Kings, Cascading Fire Cloak as well, giving him 100% increase to armor damage. And he's going to be slamming up against Wurzag here in the middle. Wurzag does break. He is going to get terrified, and this bad boy is gone. And he's not just gone, he is gone. We are going to see Burning Head coming through the middle. That is going to delete a lot of the infantry and cavalry here. And Wurzag has been decimated in the front. He's going to keep getting pushed here because the Terror is actually going to keep him broken. We are going to move here with the Ferromanticore. He's going to be -7 leadership under fire here as well from the Morcus Mangan Marauders. And he's probably gone here actually. Horse Masters are in chase. We do have some of the Night Goblins and the Orc Boys in behind that could create a screen here. If we get the Ferromanticore back, he's going to do an S shape and come right back here on Wurzag. We can see some of the Spider Riders have pushed on to the Marauders, getting a nice downhill charge. Moving in with the Night Goblins as well. Firing over the top, we're actually going to skirmish away there. Even though the banner's there, we are skirmishing away there on the left. All Boys going to rear charge here, trying to get some nice fat armor piercing up against the Marauders. In the back, I'm surprised we haven't actually pushed onto the Soul of Damnation here. Chaos playing very well at the moment. We can see some nice shots in the sky here up against the Ferromanticore. Where is Wurzag? Wurzag does return. Wurzag does return. We are going to be pushing here with the Forest Goblin Spiders. 78 speed with poison is actually going to slow down to 73 speed for the Ferromanticore. He actually returns in the sky. If we can turn him, around, which I think we could, 5 leadership should be enough. We're going to try and get him away here. I don't see him being able to do much, unfortunately. Soul of Damnation going to be firing into the front. What are we going for here? We actually try and hit on top of Wurzag. He actually gets hit by artillery. He could waver and break here if we're not careful. 4 leadership, -1. He is going to go down. ITP is going to keep him going, I think. Nice hit there, straight to the face. Wurzag at 177 health. -21 to 26 leadership. If he breaks and goes off the edge of the map, that is GG's. Well played. That is game over. Boom! Well played there. We do have Archeon in the middle. That's going to be -16 leadership there, faction-wide for the Greenskins, and that will decimate their leadership here in the front. Burning Head as well will give that -8 and a lot of damage up against this cheap infantry. That is about to break a lot of infantry here in the middle. We are going to be burning here up against the Night Goblins. Archeon is about to finish off this game. Oh, here we go. Some of those sneaky fanatics coming through. the mushroom-addicted weirdos here in the front are just going to be coming in and decimating. In the back, the Death Creepers are running out of ammunition. They're firing into the pocket here up against those nice, really cost-efficient Marauders. But we have a lot of ammunition here in the back. Standard Die going down for the Solid Damnation, as well as the Infantry Corps here in the middle. Plus 16 leadership is going to keep them firing. Trying to see if we can hit here up against the Goblin Big Bosses. They are going to be the perfect targets to take out Archaon, but they do have to work together and wait for the opportune time to work. Nice charge here. We're trying to take down up against the Soul of Damnation. The unbreakable Chaos Dwarf crew here is going to be getting compromised by the Forest Goblin Spider Riders. Rear charging as well is going to come in with the Marauder Horse Masters. Try and see if we can break them. It's not the Horse Masters are going to lose. Leadership is going to be negative on both sides. Looks like the Death Creepers are in. We are going to go in with the Night Goblins as well. There's not a lot to protect here, but Burning Head, and that is going to be a Burning Head, is going to delete a lot of the infantry here. And that is a great Burning Head. That is way too much of a push there coming out of Raizel. Here on the side, we can see the Moon Howlers are in the back. They have broken the Chaos Marauders. Solid Damnation, the crew is still going to be pretty high here. They're not going to be on the cannon firing, but they are going to be getting compromised pretty hard here. It is going to be Archaon, the Ever-Chosen, versus the World, and he is going to struggle. He is going to struggle. They need Stabbing goes down. That is going to... Oh, Cascading Fire Cloak is going to combat that. He's going to give him AP. It's going to allow him to fight here, but increases that melee defense back to 0. So 16 melee defense should allow him to hold a Burning Head through the middle. Should be able to clear out a lot of this chaff, but we are getting pinned in with the Orc Boar Chariots. In the back here, we do actually see the Mirror Guard fighting up against the Moon Howlers. It looks like the Cannon Crew down to 4 models. I don't know if they're going to be able to get out here. Foe Seeker is going to increase that speed and vigor. That's going to go at 2 stages there. We can see in the back the Night Goblins are going to try and see if they can get on top of the Chaos Warrior Halberds. 2 of the Orc Boar Chariots are struggling here, but so is Archaon. Standard Die going down, plus 24 more defense, giving him 84, whilst he fights here up against the Goblin Big Bosses. Let's have a look here. Looks like the Cannon Crew's down to 1 model, so that will be the cannon out of action. It's like here the Halberds going up against the Night Goblins. I think there's just going to be too much Warg here to deal with for the Chaos. A cheeky Burning Head through here would actually delete a lot of the infantry and would allow Archaon to get out, but I don't know what sort of mana here we're talking about for him. He is going to be wavering. That is going to be army losses. That is going to be GG's. Well played here for the big man today. I think Greenskins can pull this out. Yeah, I think Greenskins had it. Yeah. Yeah, I think, Karanok, you're +2 from me, right? It should be about 1030 for you, something like that. So 186 scales, 3,700 damage value for Archaon, the Ever-Chosen. The man, the myth, the legend, the Ever-Chosen, really trying to pull it out here for the big boys, but not quite able to do that. We do get 314, 350, 155, 84, and 144 for the Chaos Marauders. Only 375 for the Mirror Guard. That's very low indeed for this very excellent unit. 360 there for the Chaos Warriors, with 220 for the Chaos Halberds, with 166, 180, 470, and 444 there for the Horse Masters. 1.7 in for the Soul of Damnation, with 355 there for the Chaos Manticore. So for the big man Wozag, we are going to get 875, as well as 710 and 630 for the Goblin Big Bosses. Didn't think about bringing ever 2 of them. They need Stabbing as a nice pick, and they are a good, cheap version of the Black Orc Big Boss. We are going to get 170, 160, and 103 there for the Night Goblins. For the Warlords boys, we've got 430, with 411 for the 8-peak Loonies. We got 916 for the Orc Biggin, and we got 165 and 400 for the Forest Goblin Spider Riders, and the Moon Howlers in at 700. 110 and 980 there for the Orc boys. They did all the big boy damage there up against Archaon in the end. We've got 550 from the Orc Boars with 312. Spider Riders in at 580 and 460 for the Death Creepers, with 820 from the Walgrip's Mangy Marauders. Very well played. I don't think that's a true stomp. I think there's been some excellent games here. Yo, big quack to the Cocoa Puffs, and also Ducky. Goblin Big Boss, Archon the Everture. Exactly, Rusky, we all get it. Archie needs plot armor in multiplayer. He does. So here's a good question. I know it's probably a balancing reason, but why doesn't Archeon have terror? I think he should have fear on foot, and he should have terror on his horse, right? I mean, he's a big dude in flaming swords and armor, and like he has like a fire aura around his horse. How is that not terrifying? Also, it's Archeon the Everchosen, the man that has plot armor. Like, how is this guy just not terrifying? Alright, we'll set up the next match just in case we do come through. So let's have a little look here. So the next map will be Schwasterhafen, which is Zypher's favourite pronunciation. Of course here, my German's not exactly amazing. I can't even try and pretend German, right? Nor dare I. Why doesn't he deal fire damage? That is another point. So he does magic damage because the sword is magic. All right. All right. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Raizel. So Chaos and Wood Elves. Yep, two great picks. They're his two top picks left. And we'll have to see what's going to go here. So Chaos and Wood Elves. Good counter here would be Bretonia, but we've already used that. What could be another great counter? I wonder if High Elves might come out here, actually. Otherwise, Dowie would not be a good counter. Empire could be quite good. Empire could do really well here. Empire, High Elves. What else have we got left on the board here? We've already, I think, we haven't used Dark Elves yet. But if we use Dark Elves, of course, we will spike Wood Elves. I think it is Wood Elf favoured. Not much, but I think it is Wood Elf favoured. Well, we are going to go Dark Elves. Okay, so it's going to be Dark Elves against... So Pantalonnade is going to go Dark Elves, and I assume it's 100% going to be Wood Elves here. It's going to be Wood Elves here, right? I would have thought. Okay, just to prove me wrong, we're going to go Chaos. Okay, we're going to go Warriors of Chaos. I think this is a good matchup for this is going to be a good matchup for Dark Elves. This is a good matchup for Dark Elves. So I think Raizel is going to be picking up here. Yo, Venge, what we saying, my brother? What we saying? How are we? And also, ladies and gentlemen, who's ready for the big move tonight? Actually, I don't think I'll do a campaign tonight. I think I'm definitely going to be doing a Come At Me Bros. So if you guys want to come check out my multiplayer stream afterwards, it's going to be on Twitch. I'm going to be playing some games myself on ladder. So you guys be able to come up against me and come smash my face in. Because, listen, I haven't played in a while and I deserve a royal spanking for it. So feel free to come on, try and snipe me, and come try and take me off the ladder. Yeah, we do not see this matchup much. It is pretty favoured for the for the Dark Elves. Yeah, for sure. Chaos is Chad, though. I do agree, Luke Gray. I do agree. It is very Chad. And I believe so far, Norsca and Chaos are the only factions that haven't had DLCs in Warhammer. They are the only two that haven't had a DLC yet. So, well, of course, we do have a big DLC coming out with Warhammer 3 for Chaos. But, yeah, they're the only ones yet to receive one alongside Norsca. So, yeah. It's amazing that there's still a top-tier pick here in the community. There's still a top A-tier pick in the community, which is nice. Glad Raizel picked Chaos. It's been a while since we've had Chaos on this tournament. Yeah, I think that I think Chaos is a top pick. It's a great counter pick rather than being a main pick. It does have some weaknesses, and the weaknesses are quite large. But yeah, no Dowie today, so I'm pretty mad with these Elgi players. But you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. But yes, should be fun. Should be fun. 80 melee attack plus 100 armor, AP, hold, law of fire, no fear and terror would be overkill. Yes, that's what I thought, Grumpy Guard. And he can buff himself to 80 melee attack with around. Yeah, so with Cascading Fire Cloak, he can also give himself 80 melee defense with AP. He can also increase his AP damage output by 100%, which also increases his base weapon damage out by 75%. I can't remember what else his sword does. His sword is pretty OP. But he is very strong. Of course, he also has probably arguably top 3 winter magic in the game, which would be life magic, vampire magic, and fire magic. I think fire magic is probably in the top 3 for best winter magic for multiplayer. Yeah, Britannia have had Rapans. Yeah, I mean, I think she was an FLC, right? But it was still kind of an update. Because in theory, Dwarfs have had 2, so I can't really complain. I mean, I can, but I shouldn't. But I can't really. Right, let's stop loading in. Give me 10 seconds, and we'll be there. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be on Schwasterhafen here. Good play from Raizel, not taking Wood Elves here. It seems like it's a pretty miserable matchup for Dark Elves. I've actually seen ODM matchups between Dark Elves and Wood Elves. If you play it correctly and you go super wide with Double Caster, it's actually not as bad as people think. You normally go Firecaster with Spirit Leech Caster, and it's not terrible. You just kind of like try and spam Spirit Leeches and Burning Heads to try and kill the sisters. And you just, because the problem is the sisters with Conjoined Destiny are just going to heal. So you just want to bring them to the healing cap as quickly as possible. Or you do the opposite and you just ignore them. And you just Spirit Leech and try and Burning Head all the infantry. Sorry, you Spirit Leech the cav and you Burning Head all the infantry. It's a miserable matchup. It is a miserable matchup. Way Watchers in there, just delete. It's just about you controlling the battlefield, pretty much. With just mass infantry. It is pretty miserable. It is pretty miserable. Dwarf players can always complain. Exactly, Neckbear. It is in our blood to complain. To grumble is what you should say, Neckbear. To grumble. That's not very lore accurate now, is it, Neckbear? Come on. Come on. As a dwarf main, you should know better. Right, so in the sky, we are going to be having a Chaos Pharaoh Manticore. Make that 2, of course, coming in with the triple Chaos Chariots. Chaos Chariots. Jesus Christ. Was it a long day yesterday? We are going to have some Forsaken mixing in with the Marauder Great Weapons, and we are going to have, I think, 5 units of the Chaos Marauders. Looks like here, Horsemasters make that 4. Of course, Horsemasters very strong. No Horsemen in this matchup, which is quite interesting. Archon, the Ever-Chosen in the back here with the Slayer of Kings. And what else does it give? Oh, splash damage, of course. I couldn't remember what the other one was. Burning Head and Cascading Fire Cloak. 25% on top of 75%, 100% armor piercing increase. So that's going to bring him from 330 up to 660 armor piercing, which is it's bloody absurd. Kindle Flame, very good. So Kindle Flame would actually also be kind of OP with a Flaming Sword, because he'd also have an extra 25% base weapon damage on top of this. So if you actually popped this with Cascading Fire Cloak, you'd actually get a 125% increase to base weapon damage, with 75% increase to with 100% increase to armor piercing. So maybe actually giving him fire damage would be a little bit overkill. But yes, yeah. With Frenzy as well on top of that, and because he also gets an increase of a percentage for his armor piercing. So yeah, it's absurd. It is absurd. But yeah, we're going to be having that for the Chaos, and for the Dark Elves, we are going to be having Blackheart Corsair Hambo Kite with Dread Spears here in the middle, alongside Malekith, who is going to be on a cold one. We're also going to be having the Cataphragite Assassin in the front here with the Web of Shadows and Assassin's Trophy? Yeah, Assassin's Trophy. Had to try and remember off the top of my head. 2 Blackheart Corsairs, more Bleak Swords in the back. We are going to be having Dark Shards, mixing in with double Dark Rider Shields. Normal Dark Riders there out on the right. And that seems to be it. Some more Dark Shards in the back, so nice kite and push there in the back. We are going to have the Pharaoh Manticore with some Forsaken coming over the top. 85 armor, 46 speed. Very fast, only 40 speed here for the Blackheart Corsairs. Big push coming in for the Forsaken should shut those down pretty effectively. Malekith today, we're going to be having just Soul Stealer, I reckon, and maybe Cold Wind. Let's have a look. So we are going to have the Gaze of Malice and Soul Stealer. I think Gaze of Malice is a bound spell, so Doesn't cost any winds of magic. You have 3 of them, and you can use them every minute and a half. And Soul Stealer for 18 winds of magic. No lore passive though. He doesn't actually get Spirit Leech. He doesn't actually get Life Leeching. I think he just gets the negative to armor. We are going to be kiting here up against the Chariots. Chariots are just mincing down the Black Hawk Corsairs. We have to now force a rotation out with the Cavalry. Cavalry's actually going to be smashing into the Horse Masters. Dark Riders do get the charge, but they're going to get reared here by the Chaos Manticore. Manticore's going to push in the middle. We do have a second unit of shields pushing through on top. And so here we do have the Chariots into the backside of the Black Hawk Corsair, shutting them down pretty hard. Shooting over the top, I'll go with the Dark Shards with that great armor piercing, double shots per single fire. Over here on the right, looking a bit, as you can see, a lot of the forces are going to be on the right-hand side. This is a great left-hand flank coming in from the Chaos, going to be deleting a small portion of the army. So it's going to be a small portion of the Dark Elves fighting up against a large portion of the Chaos. So the mobility favor here for the Chaos is really hampering hard on the Dark Elves. We are going to be getting a Soul Stealer here on the right-hand side. That's going to be actually taking a lot of health and putting it back into Malekith's pocket. We fight a good charge here up against Malekith, Slayer of Kings, Assassin's Trophy and Cascaded Fireclone. Burning Head coming through in the back up against the Dark Shards. They are going to move. A lot is going to get caught here in the middle. That's some lovely work. Dark Shards only having 30 armor, some great deletion there. You see Archaon struggling here up against the Cathalite Assassin. Moving in with the Fire Manticore here to blockade and give some room there up against Malekith. We do move there. Look at that fire tread coming through. But we can see that the double Manticore's in, fighting up against the Assassin and Malekith, charging in with the Horse Masters, fighting in combat. Dreadspeed's coming over to kind of help negate a lot of the damage coming out from Malekith, and some rear charges in the back here coming from Archaon the Ever-Chosen. So we're going to be isolating the Cathalite Assassin, going for the snipe in there for him. Archaon actually does miss, but we are going to charge through with the rampaging Ferro Manticore, trying to see if we can delete in the pocket. We do get a pop here of Murderous Prowess coming in with all those gorgeous stats. Shooting over the top with the Dark Shards, trying to get that great AP up against the heavily armoured Chaos Chariots. 110 armour for them is really going to help them with their sustainability. We have broken one of the Dark Shards here in the back. A lot of the Bleak Swords and Dread Spears over here on the side are getting charged. Not quite kiting still is going to be the Hambos. They are actually faster than the Chaos Marines, so fighting in combat is not optimal for them. Soul Stealer in the middle is actually going to catch a lot of the units here. We're actually going to be breaking the Ferro Manticore. Unfortunately here, Archaon is also going to be struggling. He has no options to heal, whilst Malekith really does. And he has some great melee stats as well. So the Chaos Chariots are going to be falling as well with the pressure of the Cathalite Assassin. Double Cathalites in this actually wouldn't have been too bad, I don't think. But of course, only one coming through to really bolster that front line. We can see there the Forsaken still going to be fighting. 85 armor for them. Great increase of stats thanks to Frenzy. They're going to be trying to rip here into the backside of the Ferro Manticore. Kiting as well from the Horse Masters. Getting a little bit more active with the Skirmish Cavalry. We do have the mobility advantage there for the Chaos. And it's a shame not to see the Dark Shards here. Not the Dark Shards, sorry, the Black Hawk Corsairs. It's a shame not to see those kiting a little bit more. If they were just moving in this direction, they'll also be bringing the infantry away from the middle of combat. Burning Head coming in the back, trying to see if we can do some damage on the Bleak Swords. We do actually terrify them, thanks to the Manticore as well, being nice and close. As we can see here in the back, Archaon challenging up against Dread Spears, beating them up pretty badly as well. We have broken the Bleak Swords here on the left with a bit of aid from Fear. It looks like here we are going to get Cascaded Firecloak, plus 24 minute defense and 25% AP damage output. Looks like here Marauder Horse Master charging in. We are actually going to get a Gaze of Malice down the pocket. That Gaze of Malice is actually going to do okay against the Marauder Horse Masters. Not brilliant, but it will actually break up a lot of their attack animations. We are going to be wavering here with the Horse Masters. The Fear there from Malekith is going to help reduce stats by -8 leadership. Fighting in there, Slayer of Kings going down. That is going to delete Malekith if we don't have a Soul Stealer nice and close. He's going to be wavering. He is going to break. He is going to get deleted. And he's going to fall. Great work there coming in for the Chaos and Raizel. Balance of power is going to be massively in the Chaos favour here. In the back, we can see Black Hawk Corsair Hambo is going to be kiting just a little bit. We are going to break and push off the infantry. This is a great example of a player here, just showing off some brilliant skill here to push off and actually buckle in with army losses. So GG's and well played. And something I'd like to say here as well is you can really see the top tier players because they are using their cavalry to push off all those units to the edge of the map, because you don't want those units returning. You want to make sure they're going off at half health when they have been broken, so that you're actually getting exponential value there, because of course they're going to be going off at half health, still not fighting. They are going to be broken for that entire time if you maintain that pressure. And also when you are attacking units that are broken with cavalry, they actually automatically constantly get their charge bonus. So if their charge bonus is 40, they will always be getting charge bonus against those broken units. They just constantly get it. It doesn't matter if it's the first charge, it's just always there for that entire time. So that is something else to take into consideration that is also really, really important. But 2,140 there for Malekith. Great performance, but unfortunately Slayer of Kings for Archeon is just super powerful. But 1,350 for the Cathalite Assassin, with 110, 190, and 10 there for the Dread Spears, with 78 for the second. So, of course, this Dread Spear with about 2/3 health only had 10 damage value. Great push-off. 188, 30, 407, and 127 for the Bleak Swords. Dread Spears. Dark Shards coming in at 188, 270, and 330. Blackout Corsair Hambos looking for a bit of a kite there. They've only got 40 speed, and they really did get compromised there by the triple chariot play. We came with 207, 22, as well as 344 and 34.9 there for the Blackout Corsairs. So nothing really getting over 350 damage value, which is a bit of a shame there. 340 for the Dark Riders, costing at 450 for the Naked Ones is pretty powerful. 74 there and 185 because we kind of had to yeet those into chariots, which their lack of armor piercing, and they don't even have frenzy, so these guys they really struggle. And then the Horsemasters just came over the top and they just finished the job off, and that was kind of it really. But really well played. 1,888 there for Archeon the Ever Chosen, with 270, 247, 440, 340, and 340 there for the Chaos Marauders. Extremely efficient chaff. Extremely efficient. 375 per model, and these guys had lots of health to give and pretty much paid for themselves. 132 for the Great Weapons, with 1,060 for the Forsaken. Very fast, great armor, frenzy, and these things with their base weapon damage, they do struggle with armor piercing, but anything with anywhere between 60 armor or less, these things just absolutely rip through them, and they rip through them very, very hard. We've got 660, 866, and 750 from the Chaos Chariots, and two of these on full health as well. 704, 601, 480, and 780, with the Double Mantles coming in at 350 and 380 with some brilliant terror routes. Yeah, GG well played, brilliant army. Let's go. So we're going to have Dowie here. We're going to be having Lizardmen and Dwarfs. Beastmen for the end. No, he's going to pick Dwarfs for me. Let's go, Pantalonnade. The man, the myth, the legend. He's going to come in with a big Dowie pick. So here for the final map, we are going to be having... Oops, I did not want that. Thank you very much, Minecraft. Alright, let's have a little look here. So, for the maps, for the final one, we are going to be having Garek Asgard, which is going to be, yes. So, we are going to be having Lizardmen and Dwarfs. So, it's going to be Beastmen for the end, and it's going to be Dwarfs against Beastmen. Now, there is a gorgeous pick you can do here. Sorry, it's actually going to be 5-1. I actually haven't updated in 2 games. I do apologise. 5-1 here to Mr. ODM Raizel. So it's going to be... There's actually a really nice build you can have here for Pantalonnade. What's this? Sorry. I don't know about Chaos Chariots for Chaos here. Well, no Scourge, so it should be fine. Yeah, so if you compare it to the Norscan Chariots have 90 armor, but you've got 110 for the Chaos Chariots. They are 750 pick. They are actually decent. They're not like Tukin Chariot strong, but they're strong. They're strong for sure. And they're not Tuskar Chariot strong either. I wouldn't recommend them in every game loot grade, but I certainly would recommend them. I would recommend them for sure. God, Archeon just with the word. Yeah, I mean, Archeon came in with the slap daddy. DEOP, I know exactly. DE just need to be nerfed so hard, right? Tell Ice Power, he'll love it. Yes, he did. Damn, let's go. Finally. Chaos Chat indeed. All right, so this is going to be the final game. Game 7 here, of course, it was already a victory at 4-1 for Mr. ODM Raizel. Or I should call him Raizel, really, otherwise you guys will actually think his name is Raisin. And also Pantalonnade, Fanta Lemonade is actually Pantalonnade. So they're just kind of nicknames I gave these guys because they're awesome. Yeah, so for the Dowie, a Slayer build is actually not too bad here, where you kind of go some Urkra miners, in with some other miners there with blasting charges. You also bring the Ironbreakers, also maybe there with the Norgrimling Ironbreakers, just to kind of deal with their cheap chaff. And then you just go like wide Slayers, because Slayers deal with Centaurs. Throwing axes can be a problem, but you do need to bring a cannon or two to deal with those. They also deal with Manticores, which are quite often brought. They deal with Harpies, that are quite often brought to counter. So, for example, if you don't... So, most people bring double Manticore and triple Harpies in this matchup. The reason being is because then they can deal with Gyrocopters. Because if they don't have that, Gyrocopters will auto-win this matchup. Because throwing axes are just not good enough to deal with that force. Let's have a look here. So, we are going to have double Manticore and only one Harpy. That probably would have lost... That probably would have lost there to... if you had one cannon and 5 units of Gyrocopters, you probably would have lost there with this build. We are going to have the triple Raizel chariots. Oh no, we are going to have one Tuskor and double Raizel chariots. One absolute Chad. We are going to be having triple of the Ungol Raiders, just in case Slayers are here. We are going to be having a Spirit Leech there. Spirit Caster. Oh, actually. Oh, no Spirit Leech. Imagine that. We are, I jokingly call it a Spirit Leech caster, but a Death caster. Ungol Spearheads, Ungol, the big axe infantry here as well. Ungol Herds with the shields. These will deal with Slayers. They'll actually do okay against the Skyforce. They do have 100 armor, but all jokes aside, I imagine this is going to be the big man. This is going to be the Chaos Spawn. Let's have a look. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is going to be Morga the Shadowgrave here with the Stave of Ruinous Corruption and the Spirit Essence of Chaos. And the Bray Shaman is going to come with Purple Silence Exorus, the Doom and Darkness, negative 16 Leadership, and Life Leeching. Very interesting. So for the Dowie, we are going to be having Dwarf Warriors in the front here, Longbeards as well, more Dwarf Warriors, Ironbreakers, Norgrimling Ironbreakers, and Miners of Blasting Charges. Giant Slayers in the back with Urkra Miners. More Giant Slayers and the Dragonback Slayers on a cannon. We are going to have a cannon. We are going to have Thoric Ironbrow as well. The big Ironbrow today will be having the Rune of Wrath and Ruin, the Rune of Negation, and the Rune of Doom. He brought Rune of Negation over the Rune of Speed. I'm very surprised. Thoric's Rune Armor giving plus 15 armor and 10 flame resistance to all of the troops in a 40-meter radius. We are going to have the Rune of Hearth from the Home, 55-meter radius of ITP, and also the Locust of Power. He's going to have ITP himself, of course, given that flame resistance and all the magic resistance, etc. It's going to be very strong. So, of course, Fireball there wouldn't have done anywhere near as well up against Thoric Ironbrow. So, no Spirit Leech for the cannon. No Fireballs either. It's going to be very interesting. Doom and Darkness, probably not going to be the best spell here for me. I think Spirit Leech over Doom and Darkness would have been better. And, of course, then you can Spirit Leech the cannon for sure. Cannon shots going downtown. Not too sure what we're shooting into here. Definitely should be shooting into the chariots. We do not have a lot to deal with those. Because we're definitely going to be shooting the Giant Slayers here with the Ungol Raiders. That's certainly 100% where they're going to be shooting. Tuskor Chariots are going to try and come around the flank, but there's not going to be too much they can get into here. We have actually left one of the Ungol Raiders behind. We can see here Harpies are going to move on top of the cannon. They are going to try and prevent the cannon from shooting here. Dragon's Blacks will actually move in and they'll give that nice negative 36% slow here up against the Harpies, bringing them down to 54 speed. And with their melee stats as well, they do actually have 44 melee defense. No, sorry, 38 melee defense. 44 will be Fellbats. But with that mass melee defense, they're still not going to hold very long, unfortunately. We've actually broken one of the Raizel chariots here in the front. Excellent work there. Giant Slayers moving over to the left to try and see if they can punch onto the Raizel chariots. These boys are going to fight really, really hard. Rune of Negation going down on the Miners. Rune of Negation is certainly being used on the Giant Slayers in the later stages. But as we can see here, the Dragonbacks are going to be getting shot here by the Ungol Raiders. Looks like here, Giant Slayers are now going to move into the Ferromanticore. Giant Slayers will actually come with extra AP. Oh, Rune of Doom goes down, plus 24 melee attack. It only lasts 16 seconds, but they will absolutely thump this Ferromanticore for sure. There's not too many of them attacking. As you can see, there's a nice long line, and they're just getting shot here by the Ungol Raiders. One blasted charge gets yeeted over the top. It does smash into them. Oh no, that's not good. You don't want your blasting charges firing on top of your Slayers, because they are going to delete your Slayers. And as you can see, now they've surrounded, they're now going to just be decimating the Ferromanticore. In the front line here, we do actually have Longbeards fighting up against some of those chariots. We do actually have a summon in the back. That is going to be a summon of the Chaos Spawn. That's going to be the summon, and then he will have the Spirit Essence of Chaos, which when any one unit on the battlefield at random will turn into a unit of Chaos Spawn. Right, cannon looks like it's going to be back online. It is going to be firing. Oh, Rune of Wrath and Rune in the back. That's going to be a nice Rune of Wrath and Rune here, just destroying the Ungol Raiders. It's very good at doing that indeed. We are going to be having Thoric Ironbrow here going hand to hand up against Morga the Shadowgate. The boy has regen and 55 melee attack with that poison. He's going to be chasing out here alongside with the Dwarf Warriors. These boys are going to be yeeting axes high as they charge in up against the big bad chariots. Cannon's going to be firing in as well, trying to see if they can destroy the chariot models. Here in the back, we do actually get the second summon. That's going to be a random unit going in. They are actually going to break with that fear of the Dwarf Warriors. In the middle here, it looks like the Mines and Blasting Charges have been broken. Ironbreaker's going to be fighting very strong here. Recharge from the Tuskors. It's looking very hard for the Dowie at this point. We are going to be fighting strong. Can we move through with the Giant Slayers, though, is the question. Of course, here being very biased, I do actually want to see the Dowie win. Dwarf Warriors fighting up against Morga. Morga will actually quite handily butcher these boys. They do have 40 melee defense, but that's not going to be enough against his melee attack. He's actually a pretty good melee combatant. Thoric Ironbrow is now going to be fighting with that great AP up against the Raizel chariots. And they're going to be very tired. They're going to be wavering. They're going to be down to 28 leadership. 2 models left. And now it looks like we do move in with the Chaos Spawn. We're going to break the Longbeards, and that for the majority is going to be the front line broken. We are going to have minus and blasting charges here. The majority of the stats will go into AP and blasting charges, so unfortunately they're going to reduce on a lot of those melee stats for outputs. Look here, we do have the Blackhorn Ravagers. I love these units. They do have perfect vigor thanks to Rowdy, unless of course leadership is wavering, but of course that perfect vigor really does help. Because then you don't get that -6 leadership when you do go down to that exhausted state. You can hear the beautiful clang in the background there for that plus 24 melee attack and fear here for the Rune of Doom coming in as we fight here up against the Raizel chariots. And find the Tuskors are going to be over and they do break. And now we're going to be thumping here, working really hard up against the Brave Shaman, Nor Grimlings, as well as the Giant Slayers moving in to delete this brilliant caster. We are going to take him down, and the remainder of the Dowie now going to be pulling in the front here, but we are going to be getting in the back, trying to shut down the cannons. We can see here the Dragonback Slayers fighting up against the double Ungors. Ghoulherds as well, actually, in fact. We are going to move in with the very healthy Chaos Manticore. We are going to try and run away here with the cannon crew. If we can get away and try and protect here with the remainder of the forces, that is a great movement there coming out of Pantalonnade. Protecting the cannon crew, if you do have that cannon on the line, you can certainly win this matchup. It looks like here we did break the Brave Shaman. Nothing is going to be chasing him off, unfortunately. If we can get in the back here with those Slayers, try and make sure he doesn't come back. Because, of course, the Dowie blobbing here with 1 Purple Sun and Zexorus could really delete a lot of those forces. We are going to be shattering 2 units of infantry. Some of the Ungol Raiders in the back are going to return. But for how long is the question? So the boys are coming back onto the cannons. They should be getting ready here to try and see if they can fire into the Ungol Raiders. They are going to be stacked on top of each other here. Or maybe try and see if they can actually shoot in and up against the Manticore. Manticore here can do some great damage up against Thoric. Thoric can return with a big punch as well. He does have the Slam Hammer here today. And the Slam Hammer is going to force a rampage here for the Manticore. He's now going to be fighting up against the Dragonback Slayer. It's going to cause that slow there in the middle. Balance of power is going to be gently in the favour. Not too heavily here. Cannon fire coming in as well. Close combat fire up against the big Manticore. He is going to break. He is going to run. But we do have the Ungol Raiders in behind shooting. Only 40 armour. Well, maybe that 45 actually for the cannon crew here. Now I'm going to go up to 55 thanks to being in the radius of Thoric Ironbrow. In the middle, we are going to get a Purple Sun and Zexorus. That is going to delete a lot of the infantry here in the middle. That is a great Purple Sun here coming out of the big man himself. The Spirit Leech caster is here in the middle. He's going to be back at 400 health. That's not a lot. If we can get those mines to move over in this direction, we can certainly see a break over here on the backside. A couple of Slayers are still going to be fighting up against Morga. If we break and kill Morga, that is going to be GG's well played. He is not unbreakable. He does have ITP. He does break, which means he will more than likely go down here. 26 speed means he won't be getting away. He will shatter. That is going to be army losses. GG's and well played to the Dowie here from Pantalonnade. Let's go. Big wins. Let's go. Yeah, the Rune of Negation is actually, so for example, if they come in with Bestigors, if you actually put Rune of Negation on top of Giant Slayers actually beat Bestigors. because of course that gives them 40% damage resistance, and then also that gives that damage resistance there to missiles incoming. I probably wouldn't have taken that over the Rune of Speed though. But you know, that's my personal preference. That's my personal preference. But he won with this amazing force. We can see here 1.8k for Thoric Ironbrow, 480 for the Longbeards, with 308, 225, with 1,766 for the Norgrimling Ironbreakers, 835 there for the Ironbreakers, with 800 for the Urkra Miners, 420, 150 as well, with 1,300 for the Cannon, 141 kills, 1,400 for the Dragonback Slayers, with 1.16 and 520 for the Giant Slayers. 800 there for Morga the Shadow Gave, with 1,168 for the Brave Shaman of Death, with 63 here for the Ungor Spearheads, with 125 and 187 for the Ungors, and 200. Goreheads in at 230 and 400, with the ROR Blackhorn Ravagers in at 530. 770, 145 and 700 for the Ungor Raiders. And here for the double Tuscal Chariots, we're going to get 990. And for the double Raizel, we are going to get the 440 and 530. So even the Tuscals, for a cheaper price cost, will actually outtrade. Just showing that they're just way better. They're just way better. 260 for the Harpies, with 160 and 440 there for the Ferromanticores. Thank you very much to Mr. ODM Raizel and Mr. ODM Pantalonnade for playing today. Both these legends put on an absolute performance. I'm very glad that these guys enjoyed it. I hope you all did as well. If you did, please smash that like button. It really, really, really does help. At the same time, I do encourage that you hit the dislike button if you don't enjoy this. It's a great way for me to know that you're not enjoying this kind of content. We try to offer you some diversity in the matchup. Yeah, you guys really had some great games. I kind of wish I saved some more there, but you guys had some great games. Some games that I really enjoyed, and I really enjoyed this series. Have a great day, my friend, and thank you very much for coming on the channel. We've had a bunch of people coming on, and if you guys have enjoyed this, please smash that like button and think about subscribing. If you didn't enjoy it, obviously hit the dislike button. You know, I'm not going to be mad about that. If you do that, it makes me know the content that you don't like. But just make sure you actually just really don't like it. Like if you just go, no, I'm just not enjoying this at all. This, you know, I'd rather go watch something else. Just hit that dislike button, go leave, go watch something else, and then I know you guys didn't enjoy this for whatever. I can then go back through it myself, see why maybe you didn't enjoy it. And if you really want, and do try and make it constructive criticism, don't just have a go at me, but just go, hey, Logic, you know, with your casting or this type of event, there was this or this is, you know, don't leather me with like 10 different points. Just give me a couple of points of improvements that maybe you didn't like, and then of course, you know, I'm always looking here to improve. But otherwise, I really hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll be putting on some more best of sevens as well, so if any of you out there want to get involved or you would like to see somebody play, feel free to give me some recommendations of who you would like to see. We've already had Alfredinho up against, we had Lotus Moon. That was an excellent series. I believe we've got a couple more ODM players, some more ITK players to play. Hopefully we're going to get a couple in from XMT. I know we've got a few from VM as well that want to join in, so we'll certainly be getting those in. We've got some of the boys from Sun of the Mountains and some guys from DBD as well. So it'd be nice to get some of those boys in and get all of you against each other. So if anybody else, we've also had quite a few from LS as well. So we had Murphylurf come on the channel. We also had Contende. We had EC as well, who's now just turned to ODM with Green One. So we're trying to get more of the EC guys in. Maybe CC3 want to jump in and have some stuff. And of course, maybe there's one or two of you that left out there. I do apologise. But if anybody does want to get involved and they want to show the top end of the clans and try and show some top end multiplayer gameplay with the best of 7, feel free to get in contact with me and then we'll try and make that happen. Yeah. Aha! The Slanesh bots! Welcome! I have, thank you very much, Zypher, you were spot on, the Slanesh bots were coming in. Thank you very much. The girls have arrived, ladies and gentlemen, the girls have arrived. But, yeah, thank you very much for all your support, guys, I really appreciate it. I did just hit over 750 subscribers, and I'm very close to getting, I think, about 120 on Twitch. Of course, I've been doing Twitch like 2% compared to what I've been doing on YouTube. So thank you for all the support recently. I'm actually going to be doing something during this week, which will be a nice celebration. So stay tuned for that. I'll be putting out some details very, very soon, and you all have the opportunity to get involved. So yeah. So other than that, guys, you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing all of you very, very soon with tonight. And I will leave a link here. I will be on Twitch with a Come At Me Bro, where I will be going onto the ladder, and you guys will be able to snipe me. This is just going to be the normal quick battle ladder, where you guys will be able to come play me and try and beat me. So make sure you go follow that Twitch. Make sure you come have a good time. I know you guys may have never used Twitch before, but there is quite a few great content creators on there with like Murphy, myself, Ducky's now getting onto it as well. I believe Human Boy's going to be starting up his own thing as well there. It really gives us content creators another avenue to go down, where we can give you guys more content, where I can give you a Come At Me Bro, where I can give you, say, a free-for-all King of the Hill, or I can give you these other things that I just unfortunately don't have time to put on the channel. Because it's the content that everybody loves to see every now and then, but it's obviously not the most popular content. But I still want to give you guys that content, so that gives me the opportunity there to try and give you guys more, as it were. It's just more. I keep all the main stuff here on the YouTube, of course. We do actually have challenge as well, so if you guys want to see any of the future tournaments, that includes Warhammer 3. I do multiple multiplayer tournaments every single week. So make sure that you're on there as well. You'll be able to find all this on my YouTube anyway. But, so let me just update the scores as well, because it was actually a 5-2 finish there for the big boys. And yeah, so make sure you got that Twitch there, and also Discord. So if you guys aren't on the Discord, I put all of my content on there. If I'm going to do anything on any single channel that I have for any content, make sure you follow up there. So you'll be able to follow up there on the Discord. That'll bring you to general. Come in, come have a good time. And every single time I stream, a lot of the guys there kind of sit in Discord in the channels. There's at least 10 to 20 of us every single day just hanging out there, including myself. I hang out there quite a bit. So feel free to come in and have a great time. But yeah, take care of yourself, guys. And I'll be seeing you all very, very soon. And tonight, actually, now I think about it.